recording.
Shh. Wow, you guys are so quiet. That's good. Hold on, I have to take a picture of everybody. Chris Reed, everybody.
What's up? Yes. Reef, it's bright. It's not gonna work.
Nice beard, dude!
Thank you.
All right, hands up! One more time.
No, that's better.
One more time. You have no idea how much fun that is. All right, everybody, thanks for coming. I'm Dave Ward. If you don't know who I am, you're going to hear from me later today. I'm going to turn this off, maybe. Love that GoPro, but the menus are horrible. We're waiting for Tony Horton, who's going to kick us off today. So welcome to Summit. We have a huge group of people here. This is so awesome. All right, guys, how's your Summit experience going so far? Enjoying yourselves? Good. I think you're going to get a chance to hear from a lot of really great people today. We have, I think, a really good program planned for you. We're going to have Tony, we're going to have Carl, we're going to have Sagi, and then you're going to get to hear from, I don't know, about 10 or so of our elite coaches, people who are really experienced in this business and are going to talk to you about kind of their thoughts on who we are and what we do. So, Monica, are you coming up here, or what are you?
Of course. I have the remote control.
Monica Ward, everybody.
Hey. It's kind of hard to believe. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Monica Ward, and this is my husband, David Ward. I'm a founding Beachbody coach. So, once upon a time, 6+ years ago, I flew out to Beverly Hills to hear a meeting and was pretty excited. I actually signed up my neighbor, who you'll be hearing from, another elite coach, Lee Ratterman. And I think the important part of what I'm seeing, just looking at you guys, is that it started with me and my transformation, my testimonial, my enthusiasm for paying it forward. And look at this. Look at what this grew into. It's like we're this big, huge family within this bigger family that's committed each and every day to going out and changing lives, changing our own lives. I know that Dave and I, since we've been Beachbody coaches, we've both been able to leave our full-time jobs. Would any of you like to leave your full-time jobs?
Are you sure?
We also have been able to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And I know, like, I was here last year and I sort of fell off the, bandwagon of being healthy, and what a blessing that we have such an amazing set of tools to help us get back on track, to get healthy. A little bit of coaches, a little bit of support and motivation, and some sweaty workouts in my living room. My body bug, love it. And we can get back, get healthy, and be committed again to. And I know, like you guys know, that being a product of the product, or proof the product works, is what motivates me from day to day. I know Bob Lucido is going to talk to you guys about personal development, and that's another thing that we commit to each and every day. It helps define our lives and create vision and clarity. I know that when I first started coaching and I was like, what do I want? What's my why? Why am I doing this? It was like, I'm sure I went for the easy, sweet ride, And as it's evolved, and we actually have in our organization, 3 of the millionaires. So that's pretty powerful. We are doing a lot of good work, and I know it's like, ooh, $1 million, but what it translates into is a lot of lives being touched, right? And as our lives evolve, we have the opportunity to define and edit the things that we thought were gonna work for us, because like, you know, I did like, I want a sweet ride, and then went to Danny Johnson. How many of you have had the chance to go to Danny Johnson? Yeah. And then I was like, oh, War on Debt. Okay, so then I got myself like...
No Maserati for you.
no more Maserati, and I'll be driving my car till forever. My sweet ride. So, and that is because I realized that I want this freedom forever. I want my health, and I want my freedom, and I want it to last for a long, long time. And I realized that in order to do that, I have to be frugal and mindful of my purchases. I see Rhonda there. We talk about this every Monday in defining our life and the vision. So, you know, I guess you grow up a little in the process of defining the vision of your life, and by all means, dream big, right? It's the theme of our summit, because no way in a million years could I have ever envisioned that each and every one of you takes a place in my organization, and in Jason's organization, Dave's organization, Chris's organization, everybody that you're gonna have the chance, Christina, to hear and talk to and see. So today we wanted to take an opportunity. I don't know when Tony is scheduled to come. Is he on?
Now?
I know, but I do want to get started, and we'll commit to this.
Momentarily.
I want to get momentarily. What I want to get started is I want to start to introduce to you guys our elite. Last year, in order to earn elite, they did it on a point basis. Are you guys familiar with the way to get to elite? The path to elite? Yes, I hear yes. So you have to earn a cumulative total of 100 points, and they give you points based on the productivity, your personal productivity, your personally sponsored new coach's productivity, because you always want to breathe new life into your business, and into your advancement team volume. So these people all earned a minimum of a cumulative, and you had a point in every category. I nerd out on that stuff. I don't nerd out on much, but I like the numbers. And these people all had a minimum of 100 points of cumulative. So, are you guys paying attention to your elite points? Yes? Wow. Is it too early? No. We've been here since 7:30 because the schedule said 8. I love it. I love it. I swear. All right, look, we have a PowerPoint. Oh, what?
Well, you'll see. Just click through. Push, click, and then click. Yeah. Hey!
I have the mic now.
Wow!
Look at all you gorgeous people out there. Hello, Wars. You guys look good too. Hey, everybody! See, I wear these glasses because it's so bright. I can see better now. Good morning, boys and girls. What's it like to be awesome? Feels good, doesn't it? You know, I'm here to talk about you, and as representatives of Beachbody and Team Beachbody, and coaches, and also what are the strategies on becoming more awesome than you already are. You know, for me, it was always about fitness early on. It was always about training and getting fit and understanding that the physical movements of my life, whether they be, you know, back in the old days, the Power 90 days, and then P90X and X2 and beyond, I learned along the way that it was using the physical body as a means to improve my productivity and my creativity. So I have a question for all of you. How many people, and you can be honest, it's okay. This is, there's no penalty for not having the right answers. Who here in the room absolutely rock star, figured it out, exercises 5 to 6, even 7 days a week? Raise your hand. Good. Who still is in that place where, you know, it's 2 or 3, not quite there? Raise your hand. That's weird. Those folks, they're not as enthusiastic. I suck, but I'll raise the hand. Putting the arm down. You know, I'm the fitness guy, right? The only reason why I'm standing on the stage is not because I'm very bright. It's certainly not the reason whatsoever. I mean, I was a C- student with a speech impediment when I was a young lad. I moved 6 times before I was in 5th grade. So, you know, hey, there's Tony Horton at the bus stop. Take his lunch money and go, you know. That was normal. I was picked last on every sports team except for dodgeball. Oh, there's Horton. Let's go. Right? But I had a tough struggle, but I understood that it was fitness first. It's food and fitness first. You are walking billboards for these products. We're not selling makeup and lawnmowers. All right, we're not selling snow tires here. We're selling a solution for this country that is struggling. There's a healthcare crisis. There's an obesity crisis. And you think, you think our government, or you think, the pharmaceutical companies, the healthcare companies are doing much about it. They're thinking about it, they're talking about it, they're trying, but nothing's happening. You are the point of the spear for success for people in this country. Wow. What am I doing with these things still on? Hold on. Whoa, look at y'all. Those are my new sunglasses. TonyHortonsWorld.com if you want a pair. I'll get in trouble for that.
You're not supposed to be talking about your products.
So that's really kind of it, Obviously, there's a lot of people who struggle. Who here has a drink Shakeology every day? Get through those farts the first couple of weeks and you're good. I'm on the Shakeology, but I'm not leaving the house for 2 weeks. Just no way. I'm not going to that dinner party. Forget about it. Because, hello, how are you? Good. I'm good. I'm on the Shakeology. Corporate's like, I don't think that was a good talking point. I don't think that was ex-nay on the farte, okay? But the fact of the matter is, for 95% of Americans, it is the healthiest meal of the day. There's so much goodness in there, you cannot believe it. And when you're on the go, you can either eat a candy bar, some potato chips, or you can have a Shakeology. It is just magic. It's that simple. It helps with weight loss. It helps with body function. You know what I'm talking about. But it helps with everything. So that's huge. That's the first thing you want to do as a coach when you're dealing with new customers. You want to say, look, this is a simple solution. You put it in, you throw a banana in there, or just some ice or whatever, and you're off, off to the races. Also, too, it's, when you get a new customer, it's about helping them figure out what the next approach is, the next step is. Should it be Power 90? Should it be P90X, P90X2? Who here in the room owns P90X2? Raise your hand. Well, look at you. Who does not? Raise your hand. You people suck, okay? The worst people in the world. No, but you'll own it after today. Because I remembered each and every one of your faces. You and 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 you. So knowing the difference, I'm preaching to the choir here. Obviously, Power 90, I was much younger and more handsome. Because we shot that like in the 60s, But for folks who aren't ready for P90X, for folks who can't, aren't even close to P90X2, Power 90 is the on switch to changing your lives. Before we even had a coach network, we would go to Hawaii every year, and we would, who was there? There they are, you know who you are. Right, and so we had these amazing success stories with Power 90, 60, 70, 80 pound weight losses, and the workouts were 35 minutes. And so it's just, sure, it's antiquated and kind of basic, but the movements are there, the science is there. It was called sectional progression was the concept. Doing one exercise after another, chest, shoulders, back, biceps, and tries. By the way, you don't want to say sexual. See. I'm doing a program right now. It's all about sexual aggression. It's really, I've never felt better. And my husband is just out of his mind about the whole, he's never been happier. It's the best program in the world. Sexual progression. And the great thing about it is, you're just going from one move to another. There's not a lot of dead time, and it just works wonderfully. So, let's say you're in a situation you don't have time for P90X or X2. Just throw that thing in. You should have that in your quiver. It's really important. Also, 10-minute trainer. I've already met like 4 or 5 people who come up to me with their 10-minute trainer stories. I just do 2 a day. I hated exercise. It wasn't like I didn't have the time. I had all the time in the world. I just thought exercise sucked. But now with 10-minute trainer, I think, oh crap, I'll just do it, you know what I mean? And they do it, and they do another one. And that's usually what happens. A body in motion stays in motion. A body at rest dies young, So the idea here is, as representatives of Beachbody, representatives of these products, you have to walk the talk. I mean, it's really easy for me to get to that's fun. It's fun to be 55 and kicking ass. You know what I'm saying? We're running out of time. David is trying to get rid of me, How much time do I have? I got a half an hour all day. I'll do some mime. Here we go. I got all the time in the world. What happened? The floor is moving. There we go. So good. So that's it. This applies to you. It applies to your customers. I'm sure the wards can get into the details on how to build your business. My job here is to help you understand the importance of the fitness, importance on steering your customers in the right direction, so that when they get up in the morning, they have a program that they get excited about. And you have to help them with the food thing too. It's food first. It's always food. Everybody would be skinny. Everybody would be thin. Because food equals health, and exercise equals fitness. Those two they have to happen together. So you can't use exercise as an excuse to eat whatever you want. I mean, seriously, think about the way you eat, a lot of us, before we were exercising, and how your great-great-grandparents ate. They went out in the backyard, they pulled out a carrot, they grabbed a chicken, cut off the head, threw the 2 in a pot and made soup. Done, I'm out. But now we can reach into boxes and bags and drink from cans. And we're gaining our weight because we're eating all this processed food, all this food that's filled with fat, sugar, salt, and chemicals. It is poison, it is garbage, it is awful, and there's a whole bunch of big corporations making a bunch of money on our butts, and let's go kick their ass. So here's your tip of the day. No one in this room gets to drink a soda pop between now and Sunday morning. Not one Dr. Pepper, not one Sprite, not one Diet this or that. Don't drink that crap. Who drank that in the last week? Raise your hand. Don't lie to me. Dude, look at you. Robert? I'm talking to you right now. Can you dig it? Don't do it. Who here had pancakes or waffles this past week? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Don't be afraid. You had birthday cake for breakfast. What the hell are you doing? Put a freaking candle in it and blow it out. You keep eating like that, you won't have too many more cakes to blow out, I'm telling you right now. So that's, waffles and pancakes and stuff and sausage and hot dogs and burgers, sure, once in a while. The goal here is, and I'm getting into my fitness thing and my food thing here right now, but food, the right kind of fuel, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats, you've got to figure out where to go, what restaurants sell the ones that taste good, because, it's a difference between discipline and deprivation. It's great to have discipline, but you're on a diet program and you hate every time you sit down to a meal, you're miserable. Then you're going to feel deprived. Then you're going to cheat. You're going to be back on that garbage again. Raise your hand if you were fit and out of shape, and then in shape and out of shape and in shape and out of shape, and you lost weight, and you gained weight. Raise your hand. That's a fun journey, isn't it? Just wake up every Thursday and hit yourself with a ball-peen hammer right in the face. There's nothing worse than going, yeah, look at me. 5 months later, what the happened to me? I was so thin and happy, now I'm a miserable sack of crap, You want to wake up every single day fired up, ready to go, filled with energy, ready to build your business, ready to share what you know. Because there are people, like I've said, who are out there who are struggling. And if you're struggling, they're going to look at you and go, well, you don't really seem to be representing what you're selling. You have to represent these products. You know, I'm not asking that everybody they have to be striated and vascular and lean and can do backflips. No, but you should look somewhat fit, right? Isn't that kind of important? You know, or you can go sell makeup. It doesn't matter what you look like. You can drink all the soda pop you want. And I just want to finish by saying, this group and all the people, all the close to 8,000 people that are here, we are the only folks, and other groups like us, but they're selling, some elixir or some crap only. We're selling both. We're teaching people how to eat. We're teaching them that Shakeology works, and we're showing them that our programs, a variety. I mean, you got yoga, booty, ballet. I don't know what the heck. You got that? You can pump yourself up like a balloon with Body Beast if you want. You can do whatever you want. You can do functional, awesome, best fitness in the world stuff like mine. They're implants. That was for the ladies, and like 10 of the guys. That's cool. So, it's a modern world. So I have to jump from one to the next, and I know our schedule is very, very tight. But I just want to thank you all for being here, for making the commitment, for coming from all parts of the country. You truly are heroes and stars, and you have this amazing opportunity not only to take care of yourselves and live long, happy, awesome lives for not only yourselves, but your family and your community and your country. And that's really, really important because we have a problem, and you are the solution. And I want to thank you all very much. Give yourselves a big round of applause.
Just kind of say thanks to you for coming, and then we'll have Sagi, and then we'll have Carl, and then we'll have that slide.
Yes. Tony Horton has places to go. He's a VIP.
You may not know this, but Tony was a stand-up comedian for a while. It's hard to tell, I know. I got a slide of Tony in my presentation, actually. It's this high school yearbook photo. True story.
Oh, I'm supposed to be on this mic.
Yes,
okay.
You are.
This is so awkward, right? Like, I wish I had this in our house, though. Don't you think our kids would hear us better?
Our neighbors would love it.
Can you get ready for school?
Put your shoes on.
Wake up. We want to take a second. I'm hearing like unbelievable stories to me. One in particular, I just heard that because of Beachbody Coach Summit, one of the coaches, in the back of the room, hi coach in the back of the room, it's her first time to the United States of America.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal.
Is it Sherry Frazee? I can't see that photo. Okay, cool.
So, here we go. A little coach recognition for us all. Stand up if it is your first summit.
Nice! Look at that! Welcome to Summit.
You are my new best friends. That's huge, you know? I know what you guys had to do to get here, because I had to pack 3 suitcases, 2 of which were not mine. We won't talk about what we packed. We decided that we can change outfits every 2 hours. I might even change during this meeting. And I'm not even wearing the outfit I planned to bring to the meeting. However, yeah, you know, we had to pack for our kids. I had to pack for our kids.
I made sure that the suitcases were zipped up and stuff.
Oh, you did not. So, yeah, and they're off at grandma's, so, you know, we had to make childcare arrangements, and it's a sacrifice. And then you're here, and then it's like, wow, there's so much to take in, and there's so much to learn, but we're here to fill our cup you know? So we walk away supported, motivated, excited to go and change lives. All right, ready? We're gonna go over some coach ranks. If you are a coach, just a coach, not an emerald, you know what I mean? You got that? Stand up.
Rise,
Thank you.
We're all
You gonna
coaches
come
once.
ranked up next year? Yeah? Awesome. Because I'm gonna introduce you to one of my personally sponsored elite coaches today, who was a customer lead. NBD. If you're an emerald coach, please stand up. These people who just stood up and ranks higher than them have the benefits of receiving customer leads. Each and every week, we have the opportunity, it is only an opportunity to build relationships with these people, which I'm going to be talking about tomorrow and the next day. If you want to learn about building relationships, and you have the opportunity to change lives, build business, do just amazing things with someone who just comes into your electronic back office. And we just started this thing where we're texting everyone, because texting is the new thing. You know, no one responds to the emails or the e-cards as much. So we've had some crazy success, and now my new friends, my customer leads, I've been texting them throughout Summit. You know, get in your back office and start texting those people.
Can I make a quick point about that?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I think what's important is that you understand what those customer leads are. They're leads. That's what they are. They're not your property. I think a lot of times that's how people view them. They just pop up in your back office. Look, I got something new. It's mine. No, that's not how it works. These are leads. So what does that mean? It means you got to work the leads. Get in touch with them. Connect with them. Establish relationships with them. That's how you build relationships like you have with your customer leads, who, what, 3 of them are diamonds?
Yeah, and it was really funny. Todd, stand up. Where are you?
Where is Todd?
You're gonna meet Todd. Todd, okay.
Todd.
So Todd and I were in DC together, and our kids are like amazing friends, and our daughter's Instagram, it's nuts. And we were sitting at a table with like all his team, and just having an amazing evening. And it dawned on me, like, he actually, because he wanted ripped abs, so I guess I wasn't like the person to lead him down that path. And you know, he got assigned to me, and he actually had sent off his email to switch coaches. And because I got in touch with him, because we built our relationship, he knew he was going to run the risk of losing my friendship, the connection, the support, and he has. I think he made a really good choice. Good job, Todd.
6-star diamond, everybody.
Yes, elite.
Ruby rank.
Any rubies in the room?
I saw a couple. There you go.
Generally, the rank you like soar past because you have to have 2 emeralds on each side, so technically it becomes very. Hey, by the way, we were Louis Ross,
breakfast.
you and I, San Diego. So good to see you. It's gonna be so fun. Okay, and usually people are waiting for one of their coaches to rank up to emerald, so they end up going from emerald to diamond, or sometimes even star diamond. So crazy stuff happens on the path to rank. Where are our diamonds? Please stand up.
That's me.
Oh, okay. I feel like I get to shop. Like, you guys did some shopping in this thing. Hanging off the shoulder. Yeah, you. your go heavy, go home thing. I'm like gonna chop and then go to the core. So show me your purchases so I can make some good purchases myself. So the thing about Diamond is it is the highest, it's the standard of excellence with coaches. It's the highest personal rank you can achieve. You know, you have to bring in 8 business builders with you. 2 of them have to go Emerald. But beyond that, to go on to Star Diamond, then what happens is those people have to rank up to Diamond and reach their own personal standard of excellence. So at that point, we get stars, but it's really because of the efforts of the amazing people reaching their own personal standard of excellence. Does that make sense? Yeah, and the thing about diamonds is from our pay standpoint, you jump from Emerald to being able to make bonuses of $250 a week, Ruby $1,000, Diamond $2,000 per week. Would you like to make $2,000 per week? Learn the volume distribution, and then it just jumps 1,000 from there. So 1 stars can cap at 3K, 2 stars 4K, on and on and on, up to $12,000 a week in each business center. Nice. All right, let's see some of our Star Diamonds. They get a little star. Stand up, Star Diamonds, please. Over there standing. I'm dancing in the back, yeah. So the thing about these individuals is their path to leadership, you probably recognize their faces more. They are willing to take risks, put themselves out there, and it's all a continuum, right? We're all, if you asked me to do this 6 years ago, stand here and talk amongst you all, I would not be okay with it. I wouldn't even know what my name was. I'm sure they put me up in front my first time, remember, in Phoenix?
Oh, yes. I mean, yeah, totally.
No, I'm sure it was ridiculous. It's not like, you know, it's not in the policies and procedures like must public speak. You know, it just doesn't come naturally, but it's always an opportunity to stretch and grow and take risks. Do any of you have like a thing to get up here and public speak? No, seriously, raise your hand. You do? You have a thing? You have a dream to public speak? Nobody? I have some friends. Oh, okay, good.
Wants to speak is what she's trying to say.
Yes, okay, sorry. I can't speak. It's not my dream.
She's got a thing.
Thing, you don't like that? Okay, so let me see your hands again. You would like to be up here speaking.
There you go.
Good. You ready now? Let's do it. Come on.
So
Okay.
Star Diamond, really quickly, Star Diamond is obviously, you know, you get a star every time one of your personally sponsored coaches advances to the rank of Diamond. Sometimes that happens sort of automatically, right? You just find a winner and then you just go get her and they go do it. More often than not, it requires your leadership. It requires you to show them the way. I think, you know, what we do and what you're going to hear me talk about a little bit later is 4 things. We learn new skills, practice those skills, have some success with those skills, and teach other people how to do what you did. That's what the Star Diamonds do. They teach other people how to do what they did. Okay.
Chris Reed, anything? Yes! I would have said yes! Yeah. It's just a support thing. Okay. So now I want you to meet your 2012. Is that what we are? I don't know.
Yeah.
What is the lead?
2012.
Okay,
Elite.
so this is, I really want you to, I know, now it's a big room. Can you come up here
Come
on
up
stage,
here, come on.
please, Elite?
This is a photo op for those of you who are taking pictures. Come on, don't be shy.
I totally want to see this.
I'm gonna fall off the edge of
Oh
this.
my gosh, these are your
There's
superstars,
almost
your
not enough
mega
room
stars.
for all of us.
I know. Get on each other's shoulders, do the pyramid. We are in a pyramid, you know, so do it. Oh my God, look at that.
Here, let's kind of go around in a circle. Somebody take a picture.
Hey guys.
Okay, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves to you, and then we're gonna get into the power talks of the elite, which is pretty exciting. So you got it handled, right? Monica Ward. This is my 4th time being elite, so I've been elite every single year. It's been an opportunity, and thank you so much. And I'm really proud of that, and I'm proud to represent the team. I want you to know that Dave and I are committed to making Success Club every month, and we're always doing the do. We're always bringing people into our lives, into health and fitness and our business, and our commitment to you guys is to continue to do that forever. So I'm going to step down so we can see your fabulous hair.
Hey guys, Jeff Armbruster here. I'm a 2-time elite coach, 10-star combined diamond from Michigan. Anybody from Michigan here? This is my 4th summit. Started off coming to Summit in LA, and I'll tell you guys, for those of you who are here for the first time, this was my aha moment. Okay, this is where everything came together for me, because the very next year, I hit 5-star and I hit elite. So I'm telling you, what you guys are going to pick up this weekend, the opportunity you guys have to, I'm so guilty of that all the time. What you guys have in front of you is the opportunity to really take your investment and turn this into your own story for next year. Okay? And we're going to have some fun, we're going to party, but remember why you're here. Remember why you're here. You're here to learn. I don't want to see anybody at the tables at 4 in the morning. And if you do, that's fine, but we're here at 8 for our meeting. So, thanks guys.
You heard it from Jeff, no partying, all work. Jason Diebold, I live in Los Angeles, California, from Saginaw, Michigan with Jeff. 9-star diamond coach and elite for like the last 4 years. Let's all shake hands this weekend.
Good morning. My name is Becky Brosette from Miami, Florida. First time representing TSD with my sister. And I'm an 8-star diamond. I already said first time elite, but I will be elite again this year. You heard it here first. Christina Delgado from Miami, Florida. You'll be hearing from us together in the Power Talks as my sister and business partner, and we're just absolutely shocked, blessed, everything that we're standing up here with you guys, and Jason and Jeffrey. We were sitting there last year and said to ourselves, we're going to do it. So now it's your turn to do the same. Say it, I'm going to do it, and just do it. I'm a combined 6-star first-time elite. We'll be elite next year as well.
Todd Mitchell, Charlotte, North Carolina. Obviously a customer lead of Monica's, as you heard. Last year this room was a third this size. I was a 3-star diamond, and then this year I'm a 6-star first-time elite. And it's just watching these guys. I've been watching these people since I was a coach, and I've looked up to them. And this is a humbling experience to be up here. And it's something you guys need to strive for, but you gotta believe in it, and you gotta know that you can do it. So, congratulations on being at Summit. It's gonna be a game changer.
Lee Ratterman. This is my third time as an elite coach. I'm an all-star 10, 36 months, actually 38 months. But I just want to say to you that what everyone has said, there is a hope. And there is, we up here are no different than any of you. And for each of you to know that you can do what we're doing if you put your mind to it. So, like Todd said, basically we decided. It was a decision that we made, that we wanted it. And then we worked toward it. And we're not doing anything different than you're doing. We're here to share with you what we're doing. But just know that maybe we're doing it more than you are. So if you want something that you're not getting, figure out what it is that each of us is doing, which is the same thing that you should be doing or you are doing, and just do more of it.
Greg Plaskett, 6-star diamond from Connecticut. First time elite. Last year I was a 3-star diamond and came back as a 6-star diamond. Last April I had an upline coach talk to me about elite. I thought it was so far from me. He said, dude, elite's where it's at. I said, okay. I put my focus on it after thinking that it was too far ahead. Like too far of a bar? It wasn't. Every single person here can do it if you just focus and treat your business like a business. That is what you need to do. So.
Dennis Fowler from a little bitty town of Godley, Texas. First time elite in the 5-star, and you know the town that I live in, and I'm not a public speaker by the way. It doesn't come naturally, so this freaks me out. But the town that I live in has 879 people in it. I got my crew's right over there. You know, we're from a very small town, and just because you live in a small community doesn't mean you can't have a big impact. So that's what we're doing. Next year, I'm going to be elite. I've already made that pact with my upline, Chris Reed, right here. And we're going to make it happen.
Chris Reed from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I'm a combined 6-star. This is my second year elite. Everything that these guys are saying, you really need to soak it in and listen. When I came to elite, when I came to elite, yeah, I'm a good public speaker. When I came to Summit, my first time, really, I'll be honest with you, it was. I really kind of wanted to see what was going on. My wife, Cody, was like, you're not going to LA without me. I've never been to California either. Had really no interest in the business, but Summit turned the corner for both of us. She left saying, hey, you know what, we should do this. And before that, I had never made Success Club. And I got there and I sat with some people who were consistently making Success Club, and really, just like they talked about, I was like, why am I not doing that every month? And I haven't missed it since. And you know, my wife is right there behind me.
That's me, sorry.
That was so not me. But anyway, on that note, this is it. This should be your launching pad. So make use of it.
Hello, my name is Christy Moore, and I'm from Michigan. And I met Jeffrey Ambrewster and Jason Diebold's downline. And I went to Summit after signing up to be a coach. I went to Summit like literally after 6 weeks. I was a baby coach. And it completely changed my business, completely. Just having all the pictures up, make sure you guys take a lot of pictures. It changed my business. I mean, I went 1-star within like 3 months. I went 2-star within 6 months and 3-star within a year. And I went elite my first full year. So just by going to Summit and just really working the business and making Success Club, you do have to work your business and treat it like a business. And it's basically every single one of you can be elite, but you do have to work it as a business. And you have to say, when you get home, you have to say, okay, I'm going to do it, set your goals, and do it.
Hello, I'm Nicole L. Jones from Brockton, Massachusetts. Go Bruins! You may know me from my gas tank story that I've shared with you, so I think that's how I'm known now. So you can all fill your gas tanks, lots of gas tanks. And I shared this week on the National Coach Call, if you haven't listened to it, go listen, that you want to take all of this that you soak in today and this whole weekend from Summit, just choose 3 really big, powerful things to take away from this weekend. Take tons of notes. But just on the ride home, Monday, get all settled and decide what 3 things you're going to implement immediately. Like everybody has said, Success Club should definitely be one of those, and everything else falls into place. Success Club, where's it at? Rank happens, volume happens, building business partners happens. The rest of it just happens by starting with that first month of hitting Success Club and just doing that consistently and persistently.
Hello. I'm another one that doesn't like public speaking. So I am Jessica Vandenberg from Canby, Oregon. And, five-star diamond coach. And I remember being at our team meeting last year. Last year was our my first summit. And watching Nicole and Keith and Bob get up as 5 stars and talk. And I was like, I'm going to be that person. And I was a 2-star diamond. So last year, this is my first year as an elite coach, and to be honest with you, I didn't know what I was doing to get to elite. I didn't let off the throttle, and I just kept my persistency and hit Success Club 10 every single month, and kept getting those emails. You have this amount of points, you have this amount of points. I was like, oh, how many points do I need? 100? Oh, keep going, keep going, keep going. And really, I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I just knew that what I was doing was getting me there. And here I am. And I will tell you, elite is where it's at. 5-star diamond completely changed my family's world. So we retired my husband after Disney, and from there, it just keeps going up. So write those goals down, and just to kind of tag off what Nicole said, you know, you take lots of notes while you're here. This is just a huge surreal moment. You're going to meet people, tag them from Facebook. You're going to match Facebook names up with real faces, which is really weird. But really go through and study your notes. You take so many notes, they can get skipped. You can kind of look right past them. So go back and spend a couple weeks of just going back and checking those notes and remembering what you learned, because you'll relearn those things and you can implement those all throughout the year. They're all really good takeaways. So anyway, so lots more elite this year. I want to see you guys up here next year. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christina Richardson. For those of you that don't know me, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm 3-time elite, and I think the biggest thing that I could share with you guys is to stop limiting yourselves. You know, I came into this business and I went for top 10 the first year. I came into February 2010, and I said, you know, I'm gonna do this, and I did it, and because I chose to, because I decided to be consistent, I used the compound effect every day, and I worked hard. And any of you guys, believe me, if I can be successful at this business, any of you can. Because it's not hard, it's just being consistent, being on top of your game every day, and dreaming bigger. Get a bigger perspective of where you want to go. Because you can do anything, and this business can get you there.
This is my first year as elite coach. Last year at Summit, I decided I wanted to be up here and be with all the, my idols, and I watch them and I stalk them on Facebook. And I'm like, I want to be like them. So I just made a decision, and my coach pushed me every day. I was pregnant, I have 2 other kids, and it was crazy, and she pushed me. And she's like, you got this, and it's just the consistency and, just putting all your effort into it, and you can do it. This is my 3rd summit, so go ahead and clap if you're here for yourselves. This is where your business is going to change. The summit is like, I promise, if this is your first summit, you're going to go home and you're going to be like, if your spouse is not here or whoever, your roommate, and you're going to be like, la 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 la, and they're like, shut up about this summit. But it's like so awesome and so amazing, and I'm just honored to be up here with all you guys.
And she's my success partner. So if you don't have a success partner yet who can keep you accountable, find one, and find your coach and have them help you match you up with one. My name's Lindsay Weiss. This is I'm actually a 5-star diamond today. I woke up to it. I know, pretty cool. And this is my first summit, believe it or not. I was pregnant last year as well. I just had twins. So I got to come out this year. I'm free. No. Oh Okay. Yeah, so I followed actually the book Push, which I'm sure y'all know about, and what Crazy Cool Goal was on my list, because we make it a couple lists, and wouldn't it be crazy cool? And I was like, if I would be elite, but I don't have a clue how to get there, but that's okay. And so I am down in the downline of Christina Richardson. So she's a number of coaches above me. My coaches are all pretty much inactive in the business. So even if you have that, reach out to, as high up as you can go, because there is help and support. And I just was like, okay, this would be a crazy cool goal if I hit elite. And when they told me I did, I was like, wow, this is so cool. So I don't have anything to say about Summit because this is my first one. So, yay!
All right, your elite coaches, everybody. Congratulations to all of you. Tremendous accomplishment. Everybody's got a lot of wristbands, I see. They give us too many wristbands, huh? It's a good thing I have 2 arms. Okay, we're up next in a matter of moments. Sagi is going to be here. Did you guys go to the Beast Classic last night? Anybody? You guys check that out? It was pretty cool. I was pretty impressed. I'm like, what do these people eat? I don't know. If it's genetics or what they eat. Now you're going back. Are you going to come back up here, or are you just going to be here on the island there? Some tap dancing? Really quickly.
I just wanted to put it back with, I don't know, like we don't know who Sagi is, but in case.
Who?
There,
The Beast. I think, elite coach is something that a lot of times I think people sort of look at and go, wow, I could never do that. Just ordinary people, right? You see a lot of the people who are up here, some of them just were here last year and went, wow, I'd like to get up on stage. That sounds like something really cool that could build my business. If that's on your radar screen, I think the big thing is to understand the qualifications. Understand what you need to do. You need to be a 5-star diamond this year. So if that's one of the things that you want to do, make sure you get to 5-star diamond. And what I can tell you is if you can get to 5-star diamond, you make Success Club, and you can teach people how to make Success Club, you're probably gonna make it. Okay? So those are the things that I think you really need to key in on. But it's about, in my opinion, it's about rising up in leadership. It's about learning how to help other people grow, because the elite qualifications really aren't about you. That's not really what it's about. What it's really about is helping other people to grow. And I really like what they've done with elite qualifications. They made that change last year where they changed the qualifications. It wasn't just about what we were doing, because I know we're going to be productive, right? It's about helping other people to be productive. And that's what I think is really, really cool about the elite qualifications. So when the people stand up here in front of you, it's not about them as the important bit. They are the ones who get up here and stand up in front of you because they're the ones who qualified for elite. It's about the people that they help, though, more than anything else. And I think that's the real important thing to understand about the elite qualifications and about our business in general. Have some thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Lee made a point, and she said that I'm no different than you, and I understand from that perspective. Think about it like this. Lee and all these elite that's just spoke to you are no more capable than you. Does that make sense? So, I can talk to a person, and you can talk to a person, and we can get them excited about looking at taking themselves on with a Beachbody Challenge or trying Shakeology, right? The things that move our business forward. But if those actions are not happening in your personal business, you have to start taking a look at why. What is holding you back from moving yourself forward, for being a bigger, better version of yourself? And when for example, for me, if, kind of like Tony was saying, I was like going through my head, like, did I have a diet soda? And I totally just bought some for my hotel room. And I don't even really drink soda, but I did. And now I'm like, till Sunday, no soda, when we're all like dragging, whatever. But I I get it. It's just that little decision that he asked. And I'm willing to take on that commitment. It's a silly thing. But, it's how do I feel about myself when I track everything religiously with my calories burned, when I put all of the calories that I consume in my MyFitnessPal, when I push play. Those decisions boost my confidence, right? It's proof the product works. I feel amazing, and when I feel amazing, moving forward, I will be amazing in every interaction that I have with people. So you guys have to be committed to even the most fundamental decisions that you make every single day so you can be amazing. Your job is to be amazing. Your job is to provide excellent customer service for people. I mean, I know customer service kind of like a cliche thing, but we read the personal growth books and, it's like, what am I committed to? I'm committed to being grateful for the things that I already have been blessed with, right? I mean, do I want that sweet ride? Does that temptation always come? Totally. And if it's your thing, I am not judging you. But I am committed for sure to make sure, for example, my why, the reason why I move forward is to make sure that both of my kids' colleges are paid for. And until that account is filled up and done, I don't get to buy a nice car just because the income is progressing, just because our organization is growing. I mean, whoa, with the elite coaches up here. They are committed, but they're not the only ones. Really, I want you to get to know the Success Club earners because that is fundamentally where it's at. The day that somebody decides to make Success Club consistently every month, no matter what, is the day their business is going to change for the better. So, you have two choices when you proceed forward working with Success Club. You can resist it. Ooh, it's awesome to resist things consistently for 30 days. You can just be like, this sucks, everybody's a point to me. I mean, you can look at it however you want. Or you can say, I'm committed to getting people to take themselves on, to live bigger, better lives. Beachbody's just a jumping point to amazing decisions. Because of Beachbody, I'm a better mother. Because of Beachbody, I'm a better wife. Because of Beachbody, I live down the street from my mom and dad. And his mom and dad. I don't know that they like that, but we do. Hi!
They like it.
Take the kids? No. I don't think it works like that. It's usually your kids who awkwardly ask for, can we go? And my mom's like, oh, yes, candy. Yeah. Because of that, we are able to, Dave's grandparents are both 96 years old. We have a finite amount of time with them. I mean, these guys are no joke. But I have that opportunity to bring my children to their great-grandparents in service, in community, in family, every single week, all because I committed to Success Club. It's ridiculous. It's really that powerful. It's what Christina was talking about. It's the compound effect. I have been in Beachbody for 10 years. 10. My baby was 3 months old, so you had the mamas up here who just had their babies. I have been a Beachbody coach since my second child was born. I bought a program. Dave and I committed to it every night after we put our children to bed. Stopped watching TV for half an hour. We did sectional progression. Thank you, Tony. Okay, no, we're getting the scoop on Siki. Who really cares about me? It's Siki. Because of that, we lost, each 35, 40 pounds. And we kept into it. We dove into the community of Team Beachbody because we recognized that isolated in our homes with a 3-month-old and a 2-year-old, we were not going to particularly get the support that we wanted from one another, from our surroundings. So we use the online tools that Beachbody provided, the message boards at the time. And I mean, I have some friends in this room, we go back 10 years. And we connected there, and we supported and motivated each other there. It wasn't perfect, but it was better.
How much did you get paid?
0 for 4 years, 0. It's just that, I mean, I know, I'm like the old school coach mentality where those things matter so much to me. People, your success matters so much to us, to your leaders. We don't do this because we want all the glory. I want you to have what has become a reality in my life so bad. But it's hard to get on the phone sometimes when I'm doing coach calls, and you don't want it as bad as I want it for you. But you're here. You're here, and there's 117,000 coaches in the coach network, and you guys decided to come here. You made the commitment. You packed the 17 suitcases and I don't know what. You know, you made arrangements for your life to be on hold while you came here to fill your cup so you could be that much more amazing. So, you know, commit to, I would definitely say, commit to coming to all the events that are provided for you. And if there isn't an event, it's not an opportunity to be a victim. You make an event. You make your own party in your own house, playing the little DVD, doing the PowerPoints, learn, practice, right? Have fun with it. It's such an opportunity. I mean, for sure, when Lee and I first started, Lee was my neighbor down the street, and when we... Woo! Ready? We're bigger! Okay. So that's the sapphire, Lee. Right? When Lee and I started, we really were like unpolished. I don't know that I've evolved into like being polished, you know, that's not my thing, to you know, be perfect with PowerPoints and everything. But definitely, I was always willing to show up. And this year I got to be partnered, my success partner, Christina Richardson, and also I had in a fitness, right? Because I was like, my fitness isn't working the way I want it to work. So Amber Scott, who's local to me, do you guys know who Amber Scott is? She's like always announced for 85 million challenge packs a week. Yeah, she's amazing.
Have that in your backyard.
And we decided to be accountability partners for fitness. And that's just what it was, you know, we committed to the fundamentals and the daily do. We just showed up. And it was really funny because she didn't take off. Like January last year was when she started selling challenge packs like crazy. She was a coach for 7 months and she's like, I was just a coach, you know? And her story is very powerful because she just kept telling herself, be here 1 year from now, right? And understand that you are buying a potentially multi-million dollar business. I don't know, do you have your badge on that has the big black?
He's got a
love
badge.
it. Anyways, like the Millionaire Club, it's kind of a badass thing to have on your, you know? What? Oh, yes, but you know, I know. I love that Jason has it. I love that he was given the same opportunity as me. He might have even gotten started, not a founder, absolutely, you know, got started after me, but he just showed up. He showed up and he kept committing, and that's what Amber Scott said. She just kept showing up and she was like, it's gonna take at some point. And it's true though, there's no like, this is the real deal, you know? I mean, this is a real simple business, you know? I'm talking forever, go.
I'll talk for a minute.
I'm very passionate about this, if you can't tell.
I think Monica, you know, raises a lot of really interesting things for me. I think my thing is leadership. That's always, I think, what I'm the most interested in. You know, I think everybody has to find their sweet spot. What do you do really well? You know, for me, I'm a pretty productive person, but I think what I do best is build leaders and help people grow. And what Monica's talking about are sort of all the hallmarks of where we start when we're looking for people who are leaders. Because being a leader starts with you. You have to be a leader of self before you're ever going to be able to lead other people. And I think people want to leapfrog over that. You know, and they just want to go, well, I don't need to do it because somebody else will do it. That's not how this works. It's just not how this works. And I talked about those 4 things. Learn. If you want to write something down, this might be a good thing to write down. Learn new skills. That's the first thing. You have to learn new skills. And then you have to practice those skills for a while. Okay? And that's making Success Club. That's learning how to talk to people. That's learning how to invite. That's screwing it up, to be brutally honest. It's about making mistakes. I know that I'm doing the right thing when I'm making a lot of mistakes. That's how I know. If I'm not making a lot of mistakes, I'm probably not doing anything new. Okay, I started surfing about 3 years ago. The first couple of months, it was a mess, right? And then I got a little bit better, and then I got a little bit better, and then I got a little bit better, and now I'm pretty good. Okay, but it took time. So that's how you know if you're doing new things, is if you're making mistakes. So that's practice. The next thing is if you keep making mistakes and you keep working at it and you're consistent, you'll have some success. That's what mistakes breed. The problem is people aren't willing to make mistakes. Somewhere along the line, we were taught not to make mistakes. And some of you know my story. I practiced law for 10 years. My grandfather, my mother were lawyers. I was bred not to make mistakes. You make mistakes, you get sued for malpractice, and that's not good. I had to relearn that. I had to get out of that mode and learn to make a lot of mistakes. Screw it up. Leadership's like that too. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes. So once you have success, the next thing is to teach other people. Teach other people what you've learned. And that's where I think a lot of people fall off. They don't teach. They're willing to learn, they're willing to practice, they're willing to be successful, but they don't teach. And that's what the people on stage who are elite do. Jason Dybel.
This is an amazing, amazing opportunity. Ex-lawyer here, I was an ex-engineer, Chris Reed, ex-police officer. When you see all these people taking really professional careers and giving that up to do this, this is such a great opportunity. And it's my extreme honor. This next gentleman, I can't say enough about him. You see the pictures up there, you see this guy flex, you see those veins, and you're like, this guy's gotta be a dumb steroid head. And I've never met a smarter man in my life. Just an amazing person, great with personal development. He was successful in Israel, and then he gave all that up and came over here, had to learn the language, and he's risen to where he is now. Without further ado, I can't say enough about this guy. You guys are so lucky to hear him today, and just have your ears open, get your pens ready, because whatever comes out of his mouth is like gold. Sagi Khalid.
There he is. I'm even recording this. That's how cool this is.
And we got this guy too, the Beast.
All right.
I can't hold stage with this guy.
What'd you guys think about that show last night?
You watched the show?
Yeah.
Are we changing the game? And women's gonna be in the Beast. That's right. How are you guys today? How are you guys today? That's what I'm talking about. So Jason, I don't know what you said, but it sounded from the outside. So, I was asked to tell my story, and especially after last night, speaking to the competitors in the back that didn't make it to the top 10 or didn't make it to the top 3. They won the show, and just to see their faces brought so many memories to my story, my life, and what does it mean to be a real beast in life? When I was told your name's gonna be the Beast, I was like, no. And then my mom asked me, what's Beast? Beast? you're a pretty boy. I'm like, no, Mom, in America, they say handsome. So it's such an honor, and I want to show my gratitude to you guys just to listen and be here today. I'm very grateful, so thank you to each one of you even being here, and all the pretty ladies in the crowd. So my story really began as a child, and I'm gonna tell you, when they say from brony to a beast, I was that skinny kid that my mom was scared when it was cloudy and wintry and the wind was flowing. She put rocks in my pockets. That's how skinny I was. Yeah. And I was the kid that I had to do everything, play the piano, play the guitar, learn how to play chess, judo, you name it, my mom took me. Because my dad was never around, and I didn't know what he was doing. So the gift that I got from him was that the first time that we did something together, it was the only time that he had to do something, so he dropped me at the gym. And since I didn't get any dates, and I love to get dates, I walked to the gym, and I seen some buff guys, and I'm like, hell yeah. Now I know what does it take. So I started lifting weights, and I seen changes so fast to a point that I decided that I'm gonna do a competition, a bodybuilding competition. And at the time I was 17, right before I go to the military, I told everybody. I told my friends, I told my family, and talk about ego. I'm like, the room here, over there, the other room, that's how my ego was that big. So I make sure to tell everybody about doing the show. And I don't know if she's here, some of the girls and the guys that I spoke last night, I said, if you want to hear what I have to say about my story as far as the competition, what happened? Because when I walked on stage, I went, holy moly. I got my ass whooped so bad. And I was so ashamed, I was so embarrassed because I learned the word humble very fast. But, and I'll say but, and always when someone say but, you know something else coming. What I did, and I realized that years later, I had no fear. Even though I got my ass kicked, I went to the guy that won the whole show. I went to him and I said, I want to know what would it take for me to become like you? And I will do whatever it takes, seriously, to do that. And he said, well, you're going to have to show me that you really want it. I had 6 months before the military, so I started training again, and I had to change my mindset. But the thing is, in life, it's about decisions, it's about thoughts, it's about emotions that bring you to emotions. And really, I believe that emotions are the driving force in your life. Because when you feel sorry for yourself, when you feel pissed off, when you feel sad, angry, depressed, I call it that crazy eight. You go through that motion. And it's really a matter of decision of, am I going to stay in that crazy eight because I'm going to be a miserable guy? Or I choose, and that's one thing I learned, that everybody, each one of us got a gift. And we all got the same gift. And I call it the gift of choice. We can choose to be in that crazy eight. And I have a name for that crazy eight. I won't share that with you, but it's a name that means to me what that mentality of being a victim is, staying in your fear, anger, pissed off, and really, how's that serve you? And each one of us, there's a warrior inside, a warrior that knows that I can do it. Because he or she that says he can't or he can are both usually right. it's a matter of choice. So the next competition, I had to drive 2.5 hours one way, 2.5 another way, while I'm in the military, and I had to get special permission. I didn't tell anyone about that show. I make sure no one knew about that show. And I was prepared, I was determined, I made a decision that no matter what, I'm gonna win the show. So visualizing, seeing myself on stage winning, that's really part of what each one of you sitting here, you visualize what success is all about. Being successful, what that means. And for each one of us, success means something else. If you ask someone, what do you want? The first answer they're going to tell you, I want to be happy. Well, that's great, wonderful. Well, what's happy means to you? Well, I want to have this car, I want to have this house, I want to have this family, I want to have this life that I see my neighbor have, or I see my friend from school have. So for me, happiness, it's not about anything like that. For me, happiness is about having passion to what you do and having a purpose. And by the way, I met a lot of people that are very successful, that they know what their passion is all about, and they know what their purpose is all about, but they're miserable, miserable. If you don't get fulfillment from what you do, if you are a coach and you do it just for the money, you are not going to like your job, just period. So going back to the competition, I won the damn thing. But what was so funny about it is that I didn't tell anyone. I walked home and there's my mom looking at me with that stare. And my mom, she's 5'2", 110 pounds, and I'm scared the hell out of her. Because if mama said clean the room, you clean the room. How come you didn't tell me? Tell you what? I just saw you on TV. Right on. Good for you. Well, so but that brought me to the third show, and that's when I turned professional as a professional bodybuilder. I won the whole Mr. Israel, Mr. Universe, and staying in the military, Desert Storm, Gulf War. Again, life happening. A lot of people will say, this is what happened to me. You don't understand. She pissed me off every day I go to work. No, you're lucky you have a job. You don't understand. I have small frame. I have small bones. Look at that. No, you don't understand. You're lucky you have your arms. But you know what? If you have small bones, that means your muscle's going to look bigger, just like mine. Everything's going to look bigger. That's right. So, again, that crazy eight, blaming others. You know, I was this, my dad did this to me, my mom was abandoned me, I walk as a refugee. Hell no. You know, life happening for me. And if you guys are going to remember that, it's not what happened to you, it's what happened for you. Because life is about lessons. And life is about gifts. And someone asked me, so if you can say a couple words about the meaning of life, what would it be? I say life is about cries and smiles. Because even when I cry, at least I know that I'm alive. And I know that I feel my heart. And when I feel my heart, I know that I still have a purpose. And God wants me to fulfill my every day that I wake up, the first thing I say is, good morning, Sagi. You gotta be stopped today. You gotta win the day. But you know what, sometimes you can be as happy as you wanted to be right now in this moment, regardless to your goals, because when you climb the Everest, someone knows anyone that climbed the Everest? When they get to the top, what they say? Is it rated PG here or not? Fuck, that's it. You know, because it's always about the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And then I got shot in the ass. And then I was called Forrest Gump. And 7 months in the hospital, knowing that my friends are fighting, that was the worst thing for me. Because lying in bed, knowing that you can't do anything to help your friends, that drove me nuts. So that's when I realized, and I always had a metaphor when I work with people. I teach in personal development and one-on-one life coaching, nutrition, anything. It's about whatever you feed will grow. So really, it's about your mentality is what the beast, and you know, what's the beast really means? It's about believing, the faith, your calling. And I would say, you know, there's a payphone right there. You guys hear it? It's ringing. It's like, I don't hear anything. Okay? Shh. There's really a payphone outside. It's ringing. And if you guys don't hear it, someone can go outside and he might hear it, it might not. And then you get closer and the phone rings. But how many times the phone rings and we don't pick up the phone? And we just wait. Maybe someone else, I don't want to answer that call, but maybe it's your calling and you just don't know it. And that's what I call belief and faith. And how many times you stand in a train station and you just stand there and wait, and wait, and wait. And they told me I'm going to be a Beachbody coach and I'm going to make tons of money. Or you're going to be a Beachbody trainer celebrity. Are you going to still remember us? It's not about the money. If you can't share it with anyone, it's just a piece of paper. That's all it is. So the beast, I always say, what's the beast? What's the beast? Who is the beast? What's the meaning of the beast? Well, first, he's got some muscles. But really, it's about believing, it's about faith, it's about what's your calling. And then, if you think about your experiences in life, make you where you are or who you are today, because it's about where you are right now and how far you become or how far you came to this point. We forget that a lot of times. And when we forget that, that's when we start the process, the thinking, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta achieve that. She's doing this, she's doing that, and then you start putting yourself in a box. And I can't tell you how many times I was putting myself in a box. So I know my first time when I came at Summit last year, I go out and I see Carl, and then I normally wear glasses so I can't see far, and there's like 5,000 people, but all I can see is the people at the front, and they go like this. What is that? So really, the person that put yourself in a box is always you first. You have your blueprint as a child, how you grew up and how life's supposed to be. Or sometimes you go to the mall and you see this picture frame with the family, the perfect family, like, oh, that's how family should look like. And you know, the 50-cent store, you go to school, you go to high school, you go to college. Well, you gotta get the best GPA because I gotta get the car and I gotta get a house and I gotta get the wife and I gotta get the kids. But then I'm gonna save some money. I'm not gonna go on trips. But when I'm retiring, that's when I'm gonna go on trips. And then you find yourself that you're alone. And then what? You know. So your experiences to change someone's life, your beliefs, is someone else's hope. And really, when you are talking from here to someone, they might listen, they might not. When you talk to someone from your heart, if they're relating to you, they're probably going to feel what you have to say. But the only way to change someone's life is to talk from your experiences and share your struggles, share your pain. And the biggest struggles I had, forget the military. That was easy. Get up in the morning, shave, start your clothes, eat this. This is how you shoot. And it's all about protecting your friends and your family. The hard part was after that, what do you do? Now what? So really, I decided that to be the best, you gotta be among the best. So each one of you here, I don't know, Star Diamond, Emerald, I hear that, I'm like, I don't know what the hell that means, but to me, what is your name? Who are you? Where are you from? I want to get to know you. I don't care what kind of title you have. I don't care about anything beside yourself. And you know, my brother lives in the Netherlands, and he's got this special job. So my niece was in this, I don't know, some theater, and the king and the queen sat right next to my mom. She called me, you would not believe who's sitting right next to me. I'm like, who? The king and the queen of Holland. I'm like, great. No, you don't understand. They're wearing clothes like us. And they don't have bodyguards. I said, Mom, when you're the queen or the king, you don't need anyone to tell you. You don't need to wear special clothes. And you don't need anyone to be your bodyguard, because you know who you truly are. So again, I speak to you guys. Always keep your chin up. Fake it till you make it. The next thing I go, and this is something that what I'm sharing with you guys, I tell myself every day, the meaning of the beast, because all your thoughts, they have a meaning, and that meaning can turn to emotion, and that emotion will turn to a feeling, and then you're gonna go either to the crazy eight, or you're gonna go and turn to the warrior, the beast inside you. That's your choice. So your attitude is going to affect other people. If I'm pissed off, who wants to listen to me? I told this lady, she was so serious, I said, when you wake up in the morning, do you get up grouchy? She said, no, I'll let him sleep for another 30 minutes. I'm like, oof. She doesn't like her husband. But again, attitude is everything. You can have bad attitude, or you can have good attitude. Which one you choose, again, it's up to you. And then your spirit, that's something that you cannot fake. Your spirit is something that is who you truly are, what you reflect, how people react towards you. They want to be around you, or they see you and they just walk around and just cross the street. Oh, I don't want to be around him. Look at him. I gotta be downstairs in 5 minutes. You hear that? They will wait. Jason knows. We spent a lot of time together talking, speaking, and when I moved to the U.S., you know, again, talking about the box, I lived in a box. I lived in a car for almost 4 months, and I would go to gym just to shower, so I wouldn't stink. So every time I hear, oh, you smell good, I'm like, You don't want to know. And I lived on tuna, can of tuna, and beans, and let me tell you, if I go in the grocery store, I see can of tuna, I'm running. I don't want to smell that fish ever again. And definitely beans. But that never stopped me from living my purpose and my passion and my calling. And I worked out every day, although I didn't have a place to sleep. I did whatever it took. And then, you know, when God opened the door, and then your life turned to be just like dark. And then Again, you go to the blaming mentality, you go to the victim. My life is crap. You don't know. It's like flying, and when you fly and you go to the clouds, everything seems so dark. But you know, because you experienced that before, you have the faith that once you pass those clouds, the sun will come out, and everything will change. So, again, your thoughts, who you are, will change that. So really, the true meaning of the beast is what kind of person are you? Who you are, and what's the meaning of your calling? Because if you don't know what you're here for, you don't know where you're going, you don't know who the person you're going to become. I asked yesterday this kid said to me, he said, I'm making $100,000 a year. Do you have any advice? Don't go to strip clubs. No, I said, I have just one question for you. Who are you? And he told me his name. I said, no, I didn't ask your name. Who are you? And then he started telling me a story. I said, I didn't ask for a story. I just want you to know. I want to know, who are you? I want to get to know you. And he couldn't tell me. I said, when you know who you are, the meaning of that 100 grand won't mean a damn thing. Because who you are matters. And then you put yourself in the box. So really, my takeout, if there's anything that you guys can take from here, is always find deep inside your warrior. Go back to that warrior, and every time you have those negative thoughts, go on a negative thoughts diet. Okay? Smack yourself in the head and say, I am not going to go there. I am not going to go there. And you're always going to remember what the beast said. You got to beast up. You got to win the day. And sometimes it doesn't have to be so big. Just win the meal. And if you want to change the world, the change has to start with you. You have to change. And it's not about changing habits, because I don't believe that you can break a habit. I believe that you can replace the habit. So if you have any bad habits, don't say, I am this, I am that. No, say, I am the beast. And you know what? When you're the beast, you don't need approval. You don't need no one to tell you how great you are, because you are great, just the way you are. So don't forget that. Love you guys.
What do you think about this guy, huh? They gotta run him downstairs now. Gotta be at Barbie's. We still have time for Lindsay?
Is Carl here?
Okay. I'm gonna bring up my PS coach, Christina Richardson. Top 10 France trip winner, super successful in her first year, by the way, just amazing. So she did it in her first year, all of you can too. To introduce our next speaker, lead coach, but I'll let you do the work.
This next speaker is one of our elite speakers, one of our Power Talks. We're going to start getting into our Power Talks here. And Lindsay joined Team Beachbody in 2011 on April Fool's Day. And her coach came to me and she said, I've got this rock star coach. Have we all heard that? This person is going to be amazing. And I said, okay, great, awesome, let's get her started. So I do the first recognition, I do recognition graphics for my team, and I misspell Lindsay's name, and she quickly comes to me and says, you've misspelled my name on this recognition. And I think to myself, oh my gosh, do I have a firecracker? And from there on out, she just proved herself day after day after day. She always showed up. She always gave her best. She always was just the amazing Lindsay Wise that I have seen going through health complications and having twins and the compound effect. Today, 5-star diamond, elite coach, Miss Lindsay Wise.
Hello, hello, hello. I didn't tell you guys, I'm from Chicago. That was before babies. Anyways, actually, the Ultimate Reset helped me have babies. So I've been making a point of getting my story across to people that there's a lot of people that suffer from infertility, and there's something about the Ultimate Reset that really, really helps. So if you have any people that you know that struggle, I struggled for 2-3 years, something like that, and I was fighting while I was building Beachbody, and I was told I needed IVF, and I was told I had to wait for a certain amount of time, and my husband was like, I'm gonna do this Ultimate Reset, and I was like, all right, I'm doing it with you, and sure enough, I have twin boys as of January 26th this year. And I just want to add that I have a disease called polycystic ovarian syndrome, so it's a 1 in 10. Many ladies out there suffer, and it is every disease you could think of added on, so it's really important that we take care of ourselves. And you struggle to possibly have children. So the Ultimate Reset really has helped. I can tell you I'm not the only one. I have a coach here who's pregnant with a baby due in October. Thanks to the Ultimate Reset, she also was told she'd never have kids. So for those people who really want to have families, have children that you know of, you can find me, or I have a YouTube video about it. And that's not really my power talk, but I just had to add that. So I'm here to talk to you about converting your customers into coaches. And this is my favorite thing to do, so I was like, I really want to talk about this. So my first question to you is, does everybody in this room on your Facebook, do you have a group for your clients? A private group set up for your clients. Not a challenge group, just a group for every client that you bring to Facebook. Hands up. Okay, all right. So my first tip to you is, if you do not have a group, and this is not challenge groups, this is strictly inviting people to be motivated by you, be supported by you in a private group that makes them comfortable. They are not comfortable necessarily on Facebook talking about weight loss and getting in shape and all those things. It can be a very sensitive subject. So I would say that was the first thing I ever did as a coach, is I created a group, and then every friend on Facebook got added. And it's okay if they want to leave. So what you want to do is you want to add everybody you know, right? Because you just never know who may want to jump on board with you, or who needs the support. Okay, so add everybody you know to this group. This is, name it. Mine's called the Fitness for Life Fit Club or something like that. I named it. And we've brought some, we had a couple Beachbody challengers come out of it, which was really fun. Ashton Meyer in the back was the transformation winner last year. Oh, she's right up here. There she is. She was a transformation product of the product winner last year at here at Summit. And I missed it, but anyways. So create a group, add everybody to it, and then I want you to tell them what you're doing, and don't say, I'm a Beachbody coach, come buy something. No, tell them this group is here for fitness, support, motivation, weight loss, getting in shape, nutrition recipes, and it's very safe for them. And then you can start to introduce Beachbody to them through the group. When you have this group, and you have all these people in this group, and they're starting to build friendships and relationships with each other. Someone like Ashton's a great example. She lost over 100 and something pounds in the past year. And the reason that she was so very successful is that she had this group every day to come to. And she would post her accountability picture, and then we'd start talking about food, and then we'd be like, where are you at, where are you eating? And there'd be other people commenting and starting to support her. And I was like, did you know that you'd make an awesome coach? And I would privately tell them that. And they'd be like, really? And then we'd talk about it. And then, boom, I think I'm gonna do this. So this is how you can build confidence in people who are like, I haven't lost all my weight yet. I'm not sure if this is for me, but it's a private area. It's safe for them to be supporting, and they turn into motivators and supporters. And now they're coaching. And some of them create their own groups before they even become coaches. We have a lot of people that would do stuff like that. And they're not even, they're not coaches yet. And here they are adding all their friends, and I'm just like, you're doing my job without getting paid. So you need to sign up. So it's really important that you build relationships first, though. And we have another coach that's going to talk about that. I'm not going to go into that because I wanted to go in specifically to converting your customers into coaches. And the same thing goes with your leads in the back office. Let them know I have a private support group on Facebook. Add me, make Facebook be your platform, bring everybody to Facebook, and they're gonna watch what you're doing. You're gonna see what they're doing because it's all in a group. It's not on your wall, it's not irritating perhaps those who are not interested right now, even though they're still watching you. And you know, that is how I went, this is my second year as a coach, and that is how I have gotten to 5-star diamond. Every single coach on my team, first thing they have to do is they have to create a group and they have to invite everybody to it. You know, and then you can also work with your challengers. That's another way to bring in coaches. And it's the same idea. In a challenge group, they're separated 5 to 10. Maybe you have a big team challenge group, everyone's kind of doing things differently, but you're watching people motivate people. And some of them are not ready yet, so some of them are going to tell you no. They're not all going to tell you yes. I don't want to make it look easy because it's not that easy. I get a lot of no's. I have tons right now that would make awesome coaches, and they're just not their thing. So you want to make sure their friends who are being motivated are invited to the group. So you're getting referrals in the process because if this person never really wants to join, they may have a friend that wants to join. Because everybody knows 2,000 people, right? So the more people you talk to, the more friendships you build in these groups, the more people you can refer in. And if they don't want to do the job, maybe their friend does. And I could go into a million examples of how many different friends and small world stuff and people sign up and, you know. I would say those are my top tips for converting customers to coaches. Obviously, when they have a good transformation, it gives them a ton of confidence to be a part of this business. So that's also, you know, another way to let them know. But you always want to make sure they understand and plant that seed that you would make an awesome coach. You'd be good at this. And make sure the confidence is starting to build into them first. Because this is, I think it's scary to sign up. I remember just closing my eyes and being like, okay, I'm just gonna do this. And I have no idea what I'm about to do. So, you know, it's nice to have that support. I didn't come in with the support group, but it has been the absolute top key to why I am where I'm at in the rank, why I'm elite. It's just been very fun, and most of all, I have made some awesome friends, and I could probably travel anywhere all over this country and visit someone because of this. And that's about all I have on that. So, if you have any questions, just find me. Thanks.
So guys, it's my honor to get to introduce our next speaker. He's somebody, I'm going to talk a little bit later about significance and being significant through Beachbody, but this guy kind of embodies significance because basically if he and maybe a couple other people didn't come up with this idea about making a change and doing something, then none of us would be here. And it's just one person taking that idea and taking something and running with it. And the other thing that really, when I'm talking about Carl, that when I tell other people, it's the integrity that's behind him. You that were around when we were a couple of summits ago, when we were thinking maybe we were going to get vanilla and then we didn't, you know, there was such integrity behind that, why that came to be. And when you meet him and you talk to him, he's a real guy, and he's just as humble and a fantastic person. It's a pleasure that I've got to spend some time with him. So I'm going to get off the stage so you can see this gentleman who snuck in the back, because that's how he is, Mr. Carl Daikeler.
Chris Reed, everybody. Chris Reed, rocking it. Lindsay, nice job. Congratulations. I was giving her a little grief last night. 2 kids. Can't name one of them, Carl? Come on. Some coach is going to get the memo that I will really like them a lot if they name their kid after me. Man, seriously. Or maybe a lot of them could do it, and there'll be a bunch of Carls coming up. I know, it's an awful name. I never liked it. I always wanted to be named Pete. So if you name your kid Pete, then I'm going to take credit for having that kid named after what I wanted to be named. But I'm wasting your time right now. What I want to talk about, and I know you've got a bunch of leaders who are going to be sharing information, and really what I want to do is set the stage a little bit about what you can get out of this weekend and how to look at it, how to approach it, because you can really make a big mistake this weekend if you have a big dream. I mean, literally, you can blow it. Because there's so many distractions in Vegas, and we are, Beachbody Corporate is perhaps part of the blame in terms of how exciting we can make everything, and big shows and confetti cannons and dancing and white parties and all this stuff, that all that noise can get in the way of you remembering the importance of what you do, the importance of who you are in the process, and the fact that somewhere this weekend, and I'm telling you, it's out there, you're going to hear 1 or 2 things that will absolutely change your business. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen on the main stage. It might have happened here. It could have been Lindsay who just said it, and you were checking your smartphone. And what's challenging about this is you're going to have to wade through 5 or 10 minutes of stuff that bores the crap out of you, and then that nugget is going to get dropped on you, and you're going to be so happy that you heard it and you wrote it down, and you're like, oh my God, and you're going to connect with it, or you might hear about it and you're waiting in that god-awful line at the core store, like something, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I was in this line for 5 hours that I could hear that fabulous thing. I'm sorry about that, but I do love the fact that everybody wants the product so bad, but we are trying to solve the line problems. But the point is that a weekend like this, you can approach it as just one big party and having a lot of fun, or you can be tuned in, totally dialed in from a competitive standpoint, from an aggressive standpoint, truly having an attitude of productivity about this weekend that you want to get something out of it. You're not looking for everything. You're just looking for 3, 4, 5 things that you connect with, and you go, I got it. And you're going to take that home. You're going to be on that plane going home, and you're going to be like, I got it this time. Next time, I'm going to be up on that stage. Next time, I'm going to be 5-star diamond or 15-star diamond or superstar or multiple platinum diamond. You have to pay attention, because you were called up to this mission on purpose. I don't think it's an accident that you're here. I think we attract a very special person. There are many companies that you could have been a part of. We know we have competition. But I have to tell you, my opinion is the competition that I'm aware of is an empty box, selling wealth and an empty box of what the actual product does for you. Because Beachbody is the one that won't round a corner. A couple years ago, in 2002 rather, John Congdon and I, we were having a meeting. The company was doing about $66 or so million a year, doing pretty good for a little company. And we were selling Slim and 6 and Power 90 and Great Abs Guaranteed, Thin Thighs Guaranteed, and Activate. And we had some other supplements too. So, and we would read the message boards, and we were becoming known as the company, supplement-assisted exercise. So it was never about a magic pill, right? They still advertise that one. Is it a lie? They should call it a lie. A lie. What are you taking to lose weight? A lie. No kidding. No, it says small print. Also, eat well and exercise. How about just do that and save the money? So, anyway, we were having this meeting. We were going through the message board, and I said, John, there's this $5 billion business that sprung up over the course of 18 months in ephedra. Everybody heard of ephedra? It's this herb. It's not a bad herb, actually, but if you take too much of it, it's really nasty. And but people were using it to lose weight. And it's like literally $5 billion business overnight. And I said, this is something that, in the category that we're in, we might want to look into. So we were reading on the message boards what people were saying about it, and John said, if we make this decision, we decide to go down this road and source ephedra, we can't go back. Like, that is the we have built up an incredible brand and incredible loyalty with our database, that we're the company that is not afraid to tell you that you're actually going to have to work. You're actually going to have some discipline when it comes to choosing meals. And now you're actually going to have to drink a daily dose of dense nutrition and Shakeology. We're going to be the ones that don't soft pedal it. But if we go down this other road, then plus you can just take this pill and you don't have to do all that other stuff, we're not going to be able to get that back. Well, thank God he gave that advice, because we never went down that road. So now you're in this room. You could have been attracted to the people peddling the gimmicks, peddling the easy kind of fitness programs, twist your way fit. I can feel it in my abs. And my butt. You're not falling for that. We attract people who are smarter. I'm not saying that in judgment of anybody else, but there are, not everybody's created equal, and I think we attract people who are rational. They see the infomercials. Everybody said P90X will never work on TV because nobody wants to work that hard. I think there are people that want to work that hard because they want the results. People said you'll never be able to sell Shakeology, it's too expensive. I think there are people who are craving something that lives up to the promise of the efficiency of drinking one shake a day to get enough nutrition so that you're finally feeding your body well. Clearly there are other people who believe that. That's why I think you were chosen, you were attracted to this business, which makes you very special. Again, you have many options out there. If you were just in this to make money, I don't think you'd be here. I think you're here because you want to help people. And I think that's so important. So this weekend, don't just look at this weekend as, how can I get to that star diamond? I think it's important to have goals too, business goals. Certainly I do. But I think it's important that you look at this from a greater view, from how important it is that we're all working together. Normally you come to a convention center, and maybe next door you're at a hotel, like next door there's going to be a wedding over there, and there's a bar mitzvah over there, and you got all these competing, here. Well, here you hear the cheers and all these things. It's like, that's us. We all these cheers, this is us. We are all one huge team here of people who are taking on this thing called obesity and the healthcare problems in this country and having an enormous impact. Doesn't mean yet that our critical mass of impact has reached where we need it to be, but every single person, and many of you know it already, that when you reach somebody, everything changes. Like, you forget about the money for a second. When you get that email from somebody and they say, I could have kids because I did the ultimate reset. Well, somebody had to introduce her to this concept of Team Beachbody, had to have the courage to stand up and say, there's this thing I'm doing, and they have this thing, the ultimate reset. And then Lindsay took it on herself and went with it, I'm looking at Monica Ward walking around here. She's like a supermodel. I mean, it's like you never know what's going to happen. It's just because I gave her a phone call, I don't know how many, 7 years ago? That was like, hey, you used to be a teacher. I heard teachers are really good at this. I want a teacher in this founding group. So I called Monica into that, and thank God I did, because she has built this in such a credible, powerful way. You are all extensions of that. You're not in this room because you're just some other network marketer that we're trying to get you to go sign up a couple more distributors. You're in this room because you're a leader. You're a leader on her team, on that team. We want you up on this stage. I want you up on that stage at the big arena. I want you to represent what we're truly about. Chris talks about integrity. Sometimes I tell a little white lie. Try to get out of a traffic ticket, Chris. But I think the integrity is with the intent, is the fact that we really want to help people create wealth in their lives, but we want to do it that has a socially valid impact. And how important is that? Let me read you a couple things here. Just again, this weekend, I want you to achieve big dreams. I want you to have a big dream. I want you to put it on that cork board, the whole thing. And I'm not going to harp on, frankly, the trend of obesity the whole weekend, but let me just read. I found some stats online. And let me just make this a little relevant. Because it can kind of be, once you get your own problem solved and you surround yourself with like-minded people, the problem can go away a little bit. Okay, first off, 77% of the population reports that they have the symptoms of stress from day to day. Okay, the top 3 sources of stress: job pressure, money, and health. Think we can help with that? I think we can help. If you're wondering if there are behaviors in this country and in Canada that we can help affect, the total percentage of empty calories that make up a child's diet, 40% a day. Average amount of soda that a kid drinks age 12 to 19 per day, 22 ounces of soda. Total amount of calories that are recommended for daily intake is around 2,000. Obviously, it depends on body composition, all that, but let's say 2,000. The average calories an American consumes every day, 3,800. That means in about 2.5 days, you're adding a pound, the way that all works out. 3,800 calories a day. I think that's related back up to that stress issue. Wondering if it's a significant opportunity to invest your time and energy into this fight against obesity? 68% of the population is obese or overweight. 68% of us. 34% are obese. Now, when you are obese, the average is that will cost you 9 years of your life. Those are your parents. That's you and your relationship with your kids. That's the people that you know and their ability to watch their kids grow up. You think it's important that you invite every single day, that you have the courage to step into people's lives? You want to give them back 9 years of their lives? This is a curable, solvable issue if we stay on top of it. The average increase in healthcare expenditure for an obese person is 25%. By the way, I want to do a blog post about these numbers because I see everybody writing them down, so we're going to put them up on the blog later, on my blog. Okay, childhood obesity. What kind of parents are we being? Childhood obesity has tripled in the past 30 years. Annual cost of childhood obesity, $100 billion a year. Our company does about $650 million, is on track to do that this year. I think we can do better. If it costs us $100 billion in just childhood obesity, maybe we can do better as a company. The deaths attributed to childhood obesity every single year, 300,000 kids die because of obesity. And children who are obese have an 80% chance of becoming an obese adult. That means if we're not teaching our kids how to avoid the trap of obesity and how to solve the emotional issues under obesity and how to learn from their parents about being active and eating right, that we're basically costing them 9 years of their lives. That's not our job as parents. Our job as parents is to save those kids. That's what you do, oh my God, that's a corner. Up until 7 years old, you're diving in front of anything sharp. But something about costing them 9 years later in life, We've gotten lazy about it, but not the people in this room. That's what you've been called to do. So this weekend, yeah, it's going to be an awesome weekend, but we've got work to do this weekend. And that work transcends how much fun it can be and how much celebrating we can do here in Las Vegas. We have an enormous problem in this country. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going on the record and saying we are the only company that can fix it. Because we're the only company that refuses to round a corner. We're the only company that refuses to say that it's going to be easy. We're not asking people, we're not doing it by government intervention or expecting the insurance companies to offset this. We're just saying, you know what, as human beings, as people responsible for our own lives, we are stepping up and taking accountability for our own behavior and having the courage to help our fellow man. When I know it can be difficult to sell, and the thing that might be keeping you from being a diamond or a star diamond or whatever rank you want to achieve, the thing that might be standing in your way is a fear of rejection. Let me tell you something. The only salesperson that should fear rejection is that car salesman who's trying to sell somebody into a car they don't want, or a realtor who's trying to sell somebody into a house they can't afford. You're trying to help people tap into something that will help them meet their needs, to help them get healthy. You should be unstoppable, courageous. If you believe deeply that what you're doing is important and helping people, you should be absolutely unstoppable. Don't fear rejection, embrace it. People are going to fall in one of three buckets. They're either going to be in this bucket here that's like, that sounds awesome, I'm going to do it, I'm going to be a 15-star diamond coach, when can I start? Don't you love that bucket? The other bucket is, I'm not really sure, let me see how this goes for you, and then maybe I'll think about it. That's this other bucket. And then there's these other people who, they just can't hear it, they don't want to change, they've got their own issues, they've got things in their life that are interfering with it. Those are the people that you do not want to waste a lot of time on. Doesn't mean you want to cut them off, we don't want to judge them, but when they're ready to move into this bucket of being open to it, that's when you spend a lot of time on them. You want to talk to everybody, but you don't need to spend a lot of time convincing. You tell the story, you find out from people what they need, and then see if they're ready to move. But they need to be ready to move over here. And when they are, you will have a dramatic impact on their lives. I need this company to grow at 10 times the rate that it's growing. Not because I want to be 10 times more successful or I want the company to be 10 times bigger, because I want to have 10 times the effect on people. So when we say end the trend, it's not just a slogan. It's a thing that's really happening. The only way that happens is not going to happen by infomercials. I see the trends. Fewer people are watching TV. That means fewer people are ordering from TV. You know how it happens? It happens because you guys believe, because you guys do the work, because you have a big dream that drives you even when it's hard, because you're able to get through rejection, because you remember that Carl said on that stage, you're not being rejected because you're only being rejected if you're trying to sell something that they don't want. Tap into how what you represent can help them get what they want, and you will be unstoppable. But you got to believe in yourself, you got to believe in the importance of what you do, and you got to pay attention this weekend for those little nuggets that are going to drop. They're going to happen all around you. And it's going to be when you least expect it. Hey, I got to go pee. I'll be right back. Tell me if he says anything good. You go, and then it turns out, the best part! So do not pee all weekend. Hopefully none of you are doing the reset. Because that would be impossible. God, I pee so much on the reset. Anyway, this has turned gross. Okay, I think I probably used up all my time. It says 0 there, but maybe that's just because, I don't know. So look, you guys rock. I'm so proud to work with you. I could stand up here and just talk at you all day, but no, really. I love you for what you do. I love you for what you stand for, and I hope you get everything you can. I want you to be successful so bad with this business. Like, I really want it. I probably want it more for you than you could possibly know, and maybe even more than you know that you want it for yourself. But I'm asking you to stop being wishy-washy. Commit to this. Commit to your dream. Commit to doing something big and good and valuable. I watch your Facebook pages, by the way. I can see who's working it and who's not. I can see who's showing that they're proof the products work. Doesn't mean you have to be ripped, but either you're doing it or you're not doing it. Either you're doing it or you're pretending. Stop pretending. We need you to be in this for real. You guys are great. I love you. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, the next speaker took the remote control. No, you do. I know. I feel the same way. I was like, Christina and I were thinking, should we give him a break? Should we? No, just totally take care of your personal needs. I see people, you gotta go out, get your thing, do whatever, take care of it. Time. We only have such a finite amount of time with you. It's like, right? We just want to fill your cup. So, my husband, this next speaker, my husband, is truly an inspiring man. Not only is he the father of my children, he's a incredibly, what? Hope so, right? It's okay, they look like him, so it's okay. No, the thing that motivates me most about him is he was extremely resistant to coming to the meeting that Carl invited me to 6 years ago. In fact, he didn't go. In fact, I was the only person in the room that didn't have their spouse in attendance. He was a big shot lawyer working for a big shot firm, and he didn't have time to be silly with me. And anyways, the important thing is that, is that he came to an event. Of course, I won a top coach trip to Maui. It was a little easier to incentivize him to come. And while rope swinging across the swimming pool and I don't know what with a bunch of 12-year-olds, he was very intrigued and motivated by the amazing individuals that were on that trip. And that was his turnaround, and I hope I'm not stealing any part of your story, but that was it. He came home and he said to me, "Do you think I could do this?" And of course, if I can't tell him it's possible, then what's the point? So he humbled himself to me. He allowed me to coach him and teach him what I knew about this business. He brought his A game every single day. We are two people, one spirit. We are truly a team. It makes me so emotional to think that we went from opposite. Because of each body, we came together. We got into an amazing partnership, not only in life, but in our business. So, I definitely, if your spouses are curious, I know there's a spouse in the back there that I am glad, Phil, you're here, by the way. Yay! So, I'm so proud of you who work together as spouses, and I would like to introduce you to my spouse, David Ward.
Just really quickly on Monica's point, unlike the moment that I saw her, I didn't fall in love with Beachbody right away. And I was talking to a coach last night, and one of the things I said was, I think you need to decide whether you're in love with who we are and what we do. And I'm going to try and give you some tips on how to get the most out of Summit. Carl talked about this a little bit. I'm going to give you a little bit more of strategy. And the way I'm going to do it is by using Jim Rohn's 5 abilities. If you don't know who Jim Rohn is, write that name down. Go get his audio. It's one of my favorites. And in his infinite, sort of simple business philosophy, he once said, learn to master these 5 abilities. I call them the 5 abilities. So let's see what they are. Absorb, respond, reflect, act, and share. These are the 5 abilities. I'm going to go through these today. And if you know my stuff, you know I'm not going to pound you with bullet points on a PowerPoint. because we have cat pictures to tell stories for us. House cats. And you guys have cats? Who's got a cat? Yeah, I have a cat. Every morning when I wake up, my cat meows at me to feed it because it can't feed itself. And then it poops in a box all day and sleeps. That's all they do, right? All right. So again, this is the theme here, right? So here's the thing. Raise your hand if you know who I am before today. Like other than today. All right, that's pretty good. I have a long way to go to become as popular as I think I am. But here's the thing. My first tip for you is not from the 5 abilities. It's actually about getting to know people. A lot of people on stage. You're going to see a lot of people. You're going to want to talk to these people. You might even have, like I do, I make a little hit list of the people that I want to talk to when I come to Summit. And maybe it's not me who's on your list. Maybe it is, whatever. Be respectful with people's time. Okay? If you see, I don't know, Bob Lucido, and it's 3:58, and Bob is racing to his speech, that's a bad time to pull him aside and say, hey, can I tell you my life story? Okay? There's a good time, though, and you just have to sort of gauge what that is. You know, if I'm at the white party or whatever, and I'm off in the corner, and I'm talking to somebody, and they're crying, or I'm crying, or we're both crying, probably a bad time. But if you catch me at Rogue, and it's late, and I have a glass of wine, I would love to know your story. Seriously, I want to know who you are. I want to get to know you guys. That's one of the things that fills my cup up, is hearing your stories and seeing if maybe something that I have done would be helpful to you. And because here's the thing about Summit, you know, it's not just the people who are up here on stage. And we've said this a couple of times, but the people who come to Summit are the winners. Okay, so while you see everybody up on stage, I want you to get to know the people that you're around. You know, one of the cool things about today is we've got a lot of teams who are here. You know, we got together with Christina and Chris and Bob Lucido, and everybody had brought their people together. And we're all sort of on these smaller little teams that are part of a big family. I want you guys to really get to know the people who are on your team, because they're your business partners. That's how our business works. Those are the people that you really should be spending time. So I want you to focus on that, because the winners are the ones who show up. All right, really quickly about me. Before Beachbody, I was a lawyer. I practiced law for 10 years. I really, really hated it. I knew I hated it, but sometimes people ask me, how did you know when you hated it? It was like a month that I was practicing. I was like, wow, sucks. I hate this. I only have 10 minutes, so I don't have time to tell you my whole story. Once upon a time, I had a big melon head, and then I did Power 90, and then I didn't have a melon head anymore. And if you want to know the rest of my story, find me at Rogue and come and say hi, and I will tell you my whole story. But how did I do it? Get this book. It's called Start by John Acuff. Some of you are fans. Excellent book. It gives you the process, okay? And I don't have time to talk about it. If I did, I would. But it gives you the process. And if I had read this book or listened to the audio, I think I would have understood what was going on for me, and that I was going through this process of learning and practicing and succeeding and then teaching people. That book really does a great job of walking you through it. Okay, so why bother, and the little caption below says it'll only come back to slap you in the face. Why bother taking the time to learn about Summit? Here's why, because I don't want you to miss it. It's so important that you're here in the moment. Carl talked about this before. You know, people have their noses in their phones all the time, and they miss really key moments, and you don't get them back. You know, this is your opportunity to fall in love with who we are and what we do. You can either take that opportunity or you can be posting stuff on Facebook. It's kind of up to you. Advance. This is how I think people run around Summit a lot of times, because there's so much going on. Carl talked about this, and it's like, okay, I get the workout, and then I go core, and then I go here, and I go there, and Monica and Bob, and blah, blah, blah. It's just, they're just running around. And what happens? You miss details. A lot of times you miss the details and the fine points and things, like CE. So let's talk about our 5 abilities, right? The first one is absorb. Okay, absorb seems pretty simple, right? You know, you've heard this, soak it up like a sponge. Heard that before. The thing is, you're not a sponge. Okay, this Google-eyed idiot doesn't absorb anything. So don't act that way. What you need to do is take some notes. Okay, the caption says, remember kids, the only difference between screwing around in science is writing it down. And this is really one of the things that big mistakes I've made. Okay, and I'm trying to get you to avoid mistakes. You do need to write it down. There is so much information that is going to come at you this weekend. Most of it is not complicated. It's simple information. It's very tempting to go, oh, just sort of soak that up like a sponge. The problem is there's so much of it that you can't possibly do it. Your brain just can't handle it. So give yourself a chance. Absorb. Okay? Next one is to respond. Summit is kind of like Tigger and Eeyore, okay? There are things that that are gonna be here, and most of them are Tigger moments, you know, and it's like, wow, we're working out with Shaun T, woo, it's so exciting. You know, and people come up, and, you know, then there's other things that might make you feel like Eeyore. You know, Carl goes through those stats, and I'm like, what, 300,000 kids die of childhood obesity? That sucks. That really sucks. It pisses me off. Have these moments, okay? Because you're human, and as humans, we have emotions, okay? And responding is about letting life touch you, letting these moments affect you. Because what it does is it gives you a tangible connection to the information, okay? This is the law of diminishing intent, which basically says that the further you move away from an event, the less likely you are to do anything about it. When you have an emotional connection to something, it will allow you to buy yourself some more time. And maybe it's just a couple days, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a month, maybe it's a whole year, maybe it's the last 5 years of my life. But when you have an emotional connection to something, it's gonna buy you the time that you need. So really quickly, who was at Summit last year? If you were here, we had a lot of first timers, awesome. Keep your hands up. Follow directions. If you cried at Summit last year, anybody? Got a few people. I knew Greg was gonna have his hand up, he's such a crier. Okay, keep your hand up. Was this the moment for you? I cried. Did you cry when Richard won the thing? I mean, I was there and I was blown away. I was just in tears. Because Richard Neal won $100,000. He was on stage, speechless. Just couldn't even believe that this moment was happening to him. Let yourself experience stuff like that. Establish this connection to the information that's coming at you, and you will be far more likely to take action on it. Okay, reflect. This is about thinking, right? Take some time, think about it. Don't just take a lot of notes. Don't just be here and be emotional. Actually think about it. And now really quickly, this is self-indulgent. Take a picture of me. Come on, get the phones up, take a picture. Go quick, get the slide. Tag me on Facebook. And then when you get a chance to speak, put a picture of your son in your slides and have everybody tag you. Let's skip that slide. Okay, act. I told you I had this picture. This is the most awesome picture ever. This is Tony Morton's high school graduation picture. So you can see his name was Tone, and his favorite saying was, "Oh my God." And his future was a theater arts major, and that's not the type of acting I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting busy, right? It's not enough to come and take notes and establish an emotional connection and then think about the information and digest it all and think about what you're gonna do. You gotta get busy, okay? Monica mentioned, you know, we stopped watching TV and started exercising. When I started as a Beachbody coach, I was, golf, who plays golf? There's golfers? Okay, got a few. I was a 3.8 handicap. And if you know what that means, you know I was spending a lot of time practicing and playing golf. I estimate 12 to 15 hours a week on golf, okay? I'm a 9 handicap now, okay? Don't play golf so much anymore. Play a little bit, I'm starting to play a little bit more now. The point is that I looked at my life and I recognized I didn't have time to play golf. Golf was totally self-indulgent, and I simply didn't have time to play golf when I didn't have a dime in my kids' college fund. That was the reality of my life. And it made me angry. And so I got busy and I took some action. Here's the thing, guys. Entrepreneur, okay? What an entrepreneur means is somebody who is in total control of their business and their fate. What that means is if it happens because you did something. If it doesn't happen, that's because you didn't do anything. It's not the compensation plan, it's not the products, it's not the economy, it's not the people who said no, it's none of that. It's you. That's what our business is all about. And when I got good with this, Siggy talked about personal responsibility, it's the same message, guys. Okay, when I got good with that and I realized nothing was gonna happen unless I did it. Nobody was gonna build this business for me. Nobody was gonna put money in my college funds. That was my job. And so I got busy doing it. Do you wanna come back next year and have nothing change? Then you gotta get to work, okay? Ryan Chapman last year, some of you may know who Ryan Chapman is. There you go, got a few Ryan Chapman people. Last year, Ryan Chapman told me he was gonna be in the top 10 in this company. Actually, I think he said he'd be the top coach, but I'm gonna let him slide with top 10. And what changed about Ryan Chapman from this year to now? Not a whole lot, except he got really busy, and now he's number 25 in the company. Okay? What changed? He got to work. Okay? He came here, he saw some information, he fell in love with who we are and what we do, and he got to work building his future. Todd Midget. Todd, last year said, I'm not coming back to Summit unless I'm 5-star. 6-star. Hey, what do you know? What happened? He got to work. He got to work. He came here, he learned some new information, and then he put it into play. Finally, share. We're good at sharing. I just had you do it, right? Like post, it's a picture of me with my kid, and boo, 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 and everybody's on their phone, share. That's really not the type of sharing I'm talking about. Be here, okay? Be here. Take the time to be present with what's going on. If somebody's speaking and you're on your phone, you're gonna miss it. You gotta be here. This is tempting. I know it's tempting to just share. Right, Sagi was on stage. I put a picture of him on the page. Great. This is what it's, advance. But this is what happens if you share too much, okay? You're gonna turn people off, right? So you have to be really cognizant of this, and don't overdo it. Turn your phone off. It's okay. You're not the President of the United States. If somebody needs you that bad, they will send a SWAT team for you. It's okay to turn your phone off, okay? And just be here. What sharing is really about is taking this information and doing the 4 things, right? I talked about this earlier, and you're gonna hear it again. Learn new things. You're here. Practice those things. That happens next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that. Have some success, and then teach. That's what sharing is. It's teaching people what you know. If you want to be on stage, you want to be elite, you want to be a Star Diamond coach, that is about teaching other people the stuff that you've learned. That's what sharing is, okay? It's not Facebook. All right, I want to leave you with this. The quote says, face the world like a lion, or you'll end up like a pet tucked away in a stable. Lots of cats today, right? It's all about house cats. These little cats are cute. They're little things. House cats meow for food because they can't take care of themselves, right? They crap in a box because that's what they do, because they're cats. There's way too many people, not just in this country, but all over the world, who live their life like house cats. They're waiting for somebody to feed them. Please, feed me. I'm so hungry. A lion gets up in the morning and says, I'm hungry. I'm going to go kill something. That's the way they do it, right? That's what you want to be. Don't be a house cat. Be a lion. Soak it up. If you fall in love with who we are and what we do, take this forward and act like the lion, not the house cat. Okay? That's it. Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Jeff.
Awesome, amazing information. This guy's a lawyer that didn't like Beachbody, and now he's up here showing us how to change the world, so that's amazing. I just want to say for a second, like, maybe not everybody knows how we all fit together. The top of the coach company is a person named Chris Simoing, right? And then under Chris, there's our upline coach, which is Rich Bell. Rich, are you still here? I don't think so. And then under Rich, we've got Monica and Dave Ward. So if you're part of their team, that's kind of where you fit into all this. I'm a few levels below Monica. And Mike French is a coach on my right leg. And that's where Bob Lucido fits in and Chris Reed. So if you're part of their team, you know that's how that works. And then on my other leg, that's where I've got coaches like Jeff Armbruster and Christina Richardson. So I just kind of wanted to give everybody a feel for how that genealogy works, and so you kind of know who your upline coaches are. Well, that being said, I've got the pleasure of introducing our next speaker. And when I first came to these events, what I was really moved by is like people like Robert Hudgens that got on stage, and he was introducing successful coaches that like he knew from grade school era. And I'm like, wow, what a convincing story. Like, not only has he done it, but he's also taught people that he grew up with how to do this. And so I was always kind of looking, who's my guy? Well, all of a sudden, Jeff had seen me on Facebook, and he was at a point in his life where he wasn't really happy with his weight and his fitness. And he saw that I had some success with this, and he's like, don't bullshit me. We went to high school together, and if this is the real deal, let me know about it. And so I'm super proud that he's taken any guidance that I've given. Hopefully I've been able to let him jump over some of the hurdles that I struggled with. And now he's gone on to practically do everything I had and exceed all my accomplishments. So without further ado, a great friend, a good brother, and a tremendous coach, Jeff Armbruster.
Okay, guys, I'm terrible with mics going down here, so you can't hear me say something. Your why. Okay, your why is what's going to drive you guys to do all the things that you're going to learn about the next few days. If you don't have a strong enough why, you're going to be a cat like Dave has talked about. You're not going to be a lion. A lot of us are guilty of not having a strong enough why. Your why needs to be present right from the very start. Okay? It needs to be something that is deep-seated. It needs to be something that drives you and moves you, and dare I say, and that's actually going to be one of my points here, makes you cry, you get emotional with it. For me, my why was my family. Okay, my why was my family. There were parts of my life where I wasn't getting to spend enough time with them. I have a 13-year-old daughter going on 20, and I have a 10-year-old boy. And those are the best years of a parent's life, being able to watch them grow, and I just wasn't getting enough time to do that with my day job. In addition to that, I had this seemingly high mortgage payment that I wanted to, to see go away. So kind of a marriage kind of happened. My why was going to be pay off that mortgage so I can have the ability to spend more time with my family. I'm happy to say that this past February, I was able to pay off that mortgage because of this company. But it was because I had a why that was present from the very start. How many of you guys in this room, by a show of hands, have a why that you think is strong enough to get you to 5-star diamond and elite coach next year? How many of you in this room don't think your why is strong enough right now? So I'm going to challenge you guys to find a why that's strong enough, because it will be a game changer for you. My why, when I first set it up, I put it everywhere in my house. I put a picture of my mortgage statement up everywhere. I put a picture of my family everywhere. And those that have been in my home and have seen my basement know that I have a dream board. That's a very powerful tool. Dream boards these days sometimes seem cliche. A lot of people don't do them, but I'm encouraging you and asking you guys to find and create a dream board. It drives you. A strong why will keep you focused on your goals for your business. Too many of us get distracted. Too many of us treat this like a fan club. I think a lot of us, including myself, including your leaders, have times where we can get into management mode and we don't take that why seriously. And just a little story, when I paid off my home in this past February, it was a wonderful feeling, but it was a little anticlimactic in the sense that I found for a month or two I started to float and kind of stall. The seas didn't part, there was no parades for me. It was just like it was, okay, that's done. So I found myself a little bit of in a funk. And even your leaders, it can happen to you. And I had to find a new why. I had to find something else that drove me, and I found that. And I've only shared it with some immediate people, but it's new goals. You have to constantly be readjusting. And if you're finding your why maybe is a little bit too strong for what your personal goals are right now, maybe you have to adjust it a little bit, but you've got to find that sweet spot. A strong why is going to keep you, it's going to drive you at times you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle. Every coach goes through those ups and downs. The theme of this summit this year is to dream big. To me, this is my favorite theme for any other summit, because you guys are going to see over the next several days, a lot of recognition. You're going to see a lot of success stories. You're going to see fitness success stories. You're going to see financial success stories. And those are all people that had the foresight to go ahead and dream big before you guys. But that doesn't mean that everyone in this room can't have that same success next year. Dreaming big is all about creating that perfect why for you. Just by a show of hands, I'm curious, how many people would like to be full-time Beachbody coaches? That's awesome. How many people just aren't sure yet? Honestly, how many people aren't sure about what this whole thing's about? That's okay. That's okay. In 2009, 2010, that was me. That was me in the crowd. That was my very first summit. And I'm excited for you guys that aren't really sure what this is about, because my prediction is, and I would love for you to come up to me at the end and say, you were right. But I would love for you to have the same type of aha moment that I had. This summit for you could represent what Summit was for me 4 years ago. If you truly would do what some of the leaders up here before you said, and I challenged you with earlier, you take this seriously. As I mentioned to you guys, before, your why can bring you financial freedom. And financial freedom is it's probably, without getting emotional, it's probably the most proudest accomplishment I've had as a coach. The diamond ranks, the elite rank, the income, and the ability to call myself financially free at the age of 38 is the most proudest moment I've been since I've been a Beachbody coach. On Friday, I think it is, or Saturday, I'm going to be up on stage burning my mortgage. Well, so I guess we're not burning anymore. We're doing shredding now. I don't think they wanted us to set the MGM on fire. But that was an award when they announced it last year at Leadership. Was another wake-up call for myself. That was the one that I wanted more than anything else. More than elite, more than the 10 incredible diamonds that I have in the room, and that was the one that I wanted. And it's a very powerful feeling to be able to say that you don't have to worry about money. Now, money is not what this is all about. What this is all about is actually helping people live healthier, better lives. That's what our mission statement is. But the reward for that, the reward for focusing on helping people, is the financial freedom that comes with it. And I'm going to challenge every single one of you to not forget the true meaning behind your why is to help as many people as possible. To take a friend and help them lose that 50 pounds, 100 pounds. Turn them into a coach where they pay it forward. Do that over and over and over and over again. And then be there. This is the part that most people struggle with as coaches. Be there for the aftercare of that coach, or that customer that became a coach of yours. And if you continue to do that over and over again, and cycle, recycle, and recycle, you're going to see all of a sudden that your why is starting to come true, because now you're starting to make a financially viable business for yourself. So financial freedom. Your example of your why, this is the best part about this, your example of your why and your passion for this as a Beachbody coach that you're sharing with your team is duplicable, and it's going to be duplicated by your coaches. Write that one down, guys, because that is the one that really helps us grow for yourself. Your passion, the example that you set, making sure that when you bring a brand new coach into this business and you're sitting down with them to do their getting started right, or their quick start, which is what we call it now, you're making sure that you're having a really good discussion about their why. It could be the most important part of that new coach interview that you have. It's duplicable. And when you do that, they are going to do that for their coaches. And you're going to find yourself having a group of people that all of a sudden have strong whys and are working hard to fulfill their dreams, which obviously helps you fulfill yours. And as I mentioned earlier, you've got to consistently evolve your why. Whys can get, for all intents and purposes, your why can get stale. Okay? You can lose interest in your why. My new why right now and I'm going to share it really for the first time. I want to travel with my family to all 7 major continents over the next several years. Having the ability to travel and see different things and let my kids experience the culture, and myself. I grew up with Jason in a very hardworking blue-collar town in Michigan. My parents didn't have a ton of money to be able to do this stuff. The farthest I ever went as a kid was Ohio. And now that I have the ability to do this, I want my kids to experience a lot of things that I didn't get to do. So a new why for myself is to travel all around the country, all around the globe. I'm not going to be, because it's not cheap, I'm not going to be able to do that without working my business hard, without keeping that in mind and making sure that every new coach and every new customer gets the attention that they deserve, because that's their why. A lot of times when we're coaching our coaches or we're helping our customers, I don't think we really focus on what their desires are, what their wants, what their dream big why is about. We always kind of look at them as, okay, I'm going to help them hit their fitness goal. They want to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to help this coach make this car payment every single month. But behind that, there's something bigger for every one of your coaches. And if you can find out what that is, you've hit their sweet spot, and then they become a lot more coachable. Your why needs to be personal. And I say this one for last because this one for everybody could mean something a little different. At very first, when I became a customer of Jason's and a coach shortly thereafter, my why was personal for a medical reason. I suffer from something, or at least I did for a long time. I have ulcerative colitis, and I suffered with having bouts of depression from it, and it caused me to gain the weight that I did. So my why at the time was to strictly feel better about myself. When I called Jason up, and he put it much more eloquently than I did, I told him that I was first interested in believing and reaching a personal goal, my own health and fitness. Because as you guys know, we're all coaches. When we help somebody out from the very start, we want to turn them into a coach as soon as possible. And I didn't really want anything to do with that at first. But I quickly realized, and you guys are probably seeing this too, over the course of the 6 months that I lost 78 pounds, that I started to feel better about myself, and I fell in love with this company. I can remember, after my transformation, posting a picture on vacation, very vividly, Jason replying in the comments saying, okay, what's your next goal? So when I called him up when I got back and said, I want to become a coach. You all have it in you guys to change somebody's life. Jason did for me. The last 5 years have been a blur, but it's been an amazing journey. But it's been a very structured journey, if that makes sense. I want you all, this weekend, one of the 3 things that I want you guys to do, because I always say things in threes. If you take in everything at Summit to try to determine what your goals are going to be, what your why is going to be, it's going to be like herding cats in your mind, okay? It's going to be a ton of information. But I want you guys all to concentrate on 3 solid things this weekend that you can put into play into your business. And of those 3 things, I really would love one of those to be, I'd be honored if one of those to be, was to really determine and find that deep-seated why for you. Because mark my words, I'm telling you guys, if you can come up with something, a goal for yourself that'll help you be here next year, you're going to find your business a lot further along. Okay, I wanted to take an opportunity to introduce our next speaker. I've known Chris for a little while. Chris Reed is going to be one of my brand new success partners. Really excited about the journey he and I and another coach friend of ours, Julie, is going to take. Chris shares a passion for helping people. As a former police officer, which I really appreciate your service, bud, that's what he did. He was living a life of service for helping other people. And when Chris decided to do this full time, he now gets to do that on a much bigger scale. So without further ado, guys, I want to introduce Chris Reed.
I've only got like 4 slides, and I'm not even going to show them because 2 of them are the same. So just a heads up, that's how technically savvy I am. If I can do this, guys, you can. But I'm going to talk to you. Let me set my timer here too, because we're running late. So I'm going to talk to you about living a life of significance through being a Beachbody coach. And there may somebody fix the timer. Awesome. There may be some stuff that you get out of writing that you might want to write down. But as I'm seeing everybody write down all the stuff that everybody else is talking about, I'm like, mine is more on an emotional level. So the 2 things that I'm going to tell you about that I would tell you to write down is, 1, don't ever say no for somebody, okay? Because I tell you, I've made that mistake. When I look at somebody, I make that decision, you know what, this is probably something that they're not going to be interested in. And then they sign up with somebody else. Or, I accidentally mention it, or they see something I post on Facebook and they come to me and they say, hey, I want in. And I was like, why didn't I say something to you a year ago? The other thing is that any of you can do this. I mean, really, if I can do this, and I can't even make a slideshow with 4 slides in it, right? And then you guys can do it. It's just a matter of choosing to succeed. In this business, there are 2 things that you do. You either succeed or you quit. Those are the 2 things that you're going to do as a coach. You're going to succeed and start making your goals, or you're going to quit. Now, living a life of significance through Beachbody. When I was a kid, when I was growing up, I knew I was going to be a cop or a firefighter or a paramedic. I wanted to help people. That's what drove me. That's what I was excited about. And as I started getting a little older, I was like, well, there's not a whole lot of fires. Those guys are probably not going to do a whole lot except sleep. And paramedics, they have to do nasty stuff. As a cop, I get to drive fast and jump fences and thump heads and do all sorts of fun stuff, right? So that's what I went to do. And I did a lot of great stuff. I was a SWAT cop for 15 years and did a lot of amazing things. There are people alive today because I saved their lives, and there's people alive today because I didn't kill them when they needed it. I'm going to tell you that, okay? But that's a significant thing, and I'm very proud of both sides of that. But the thing is, I think that in the 4 years that I've been a Beachbody coach, I've done so much more for people who were willing and wanted my help than 17 years as a cop. Because as a cop, I was going to the same house over and over and yeah, wow, really? They stole your stuff again? That's because all your friends are crackheads. Get some new friends, right? Same people. What we talk about is work with the willing, right? That's what we do, right? So the people that I'm reaching out to and the people that I'm helping, they want my help, right? And so that moves things forward. And then you talk about, Carl, I love Carl, but he was saying like all my stuff. I was like, man, Carl, I have to change some of my stuff, right? But because living a life of significance, you guys, everybody in here has the chance to make an immeasurable difference in somebody else's life. 9 years, Carl said. I didn't know the numbers. I knew that, fit people live longer than people who weren't fit. But 9 years, okay, is how much longer somebody's going to live if they're in better shape. Okay, so let's fast forward to a grandfather, right? Because I'll tell you, let me sidetrack just a second. I don't know either one of my grandfathers, or I never did. Both of them, I'm 42. Neither one of my grandfathers made it to 44, right? My dad is 68, trekking across America, going to meet us here, and we're going to go hang out in Zion for a few days after this with some of my friends. But he lives right around the corner from me, and he is so present in my kids' lives. And so for somebody who had no memory of my grandfathers, that's so cool to me. Because one of the things about my dad was, he's like, he calls me one time and he's like, hey, how do I post something on Facebook? And I was like, because he's on Facebook like, to just look at pictures of my kids, right? And I was like, what do you mean how to post something? He goes, I want other people to see what I write. So I told him, right, he's getting tech help from me. And I was like, what are you going to write? He's like, man, I've been doing that shake you've been talking about forever for like 3 months, and my doctor's taking me off my blood pressure and my cholesterol medicine. And I was like, holy cow, right? My dad's in good health. My dad's in good health already, and 60-something, I don't know how old my dad is, sorry, but he's somewhere between 60 and 70. But there's a small chance, right? It's not a small chance, it's a reality that because one day I was watching an infomercial at 2 o'clock in the morning and decided, wow, you know what? As a SWAT team leader, I should probably be in decent shape, and ordered something and lost 60-something pounds, and people started talking to me, and I started talking to people, and here comes this giant ripple effect, right? My dad isn't on his blood pressure and cholesterol medicine anymore. And I embraced in personal development. There's people, Dennis Fowler is one of my rock star coaches, and I trained him as a cop. And, it's funny, we're talking at dinner one time, because we hang out all the time now. He's like, man, I really didn't like you when you were a training officer. And neither did my wife either, because I went home and I was all angry because I spent a day in a car with you. And I was like, what? I thought I was great. But the thing is, because of Beachbody and because of being a coach, like somebody was saying earlier, I don't know who else was stealing my lines, but I think it was Monica, I'm a better coach, I'm a better neighbor, I'm a better father, I'm a better spouse, I'm a better everything because I embraced in personal development. Because I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And the world changed. My world changed. If you're the same person a year from now as you are right now, then your business is not going to move forward. Because you have to change yourself. You have to make changes in yourself because you have to do those things. If you want to live differently than you are now, then you have to be a different person. And when you do that, that ripple effect goes out. Right? For my team now, my team that it started out, it was just like me. I get on and I look on them. It's like, you've got 2 new coaches in your organization. It's like, Lord, I signed them both. And it was like that way forever, right? It was just me. But that's okay, because you can do that. Anybody can do this. Whether or not you succeed in this business is completely up to you. But there are people on my team now that have gone full-time. Rhonda just went full-time. Heather just went full-time. Dennis and Julie are both full-time. Am I forgetting anybody? Is that everybody that's gone full-time so far? Right. So those people are now spending time with their kids. They wake up with their kids, they go to bed with their kids, and if they spend any time away from their kids, it's by choice. And so that kid is growing up with a better parent, right? Not necessarily a better parent, but a more present parent. Because of Beachbody, because I ordered something off an infomercial at 2 o'clock in the morning, I get to play a little part in that. Right? And that's huge because, this kid, Reese, or these other kids, Jackson, I can't name everybody's kids right now, but, all these kids, they're going to have their parents around, and they're going to grow up, and they're going to be better parents because their parents were around. And that's going to continue long and long and long after everybody in this room is gone. Right? We're Beachbody coaches that a lot of us signed up off of an infomercial, right? Or just to get a discount. But the impact that we can have on somebody's life, on this world, is insurmountable. And you don't have to be a rock star coach. These people that were lined up here, I guarantee you that those ripples will be felt for generations to come, right? But you don't have to be that person. There are people here who they've only signed up, or their coach maybe only signed up 1 or 2 people, right? And then that person said, blam, and took off. And that's the person that changed the world. But if that person wasn't talked to by the other person, then it never happened. It never happened. You may only sell 1 challenge pack, but that person may lose 150 pounds and then be at a graduation that they would have been dead 10 years earlier. And so that person is going to be like, or that child is going to have memories of their grandparent or their whatever family member at their graduation because you said, hey, you know what? You should check out Combat. You should check out whatever, right? You are doing people a favor. When you talk to them about that, that's one of the other things. There was two, and I forgot the first one. But you know, so now I'm coming back to it. It's all a big full circle thing, right? But so you are doing people a favor. Is there anybody here that says, man, I really wish I didn't sign up as a coach? Good, okay? So that's the thing. You're doing people a favor, and that's what you have to think in your mind. You know, when I talk to somebody about Beachbody, whether it's the fitness or the business, I'm like, this is the most important, in my head at least. It doesn't always, you know, I'm a passionate guy, but I don't always say this, but I do say, this could be the most important decision or conversation you have this decade, you know, depending on when their kids were born or when they decided, hey, you know what, should we get divorced, should we get married, whatever, right? But along those lines, it could be so amazing because if I didn't say something to that person, then, you know, fast forward a few years down the road, and they're not financially free. They are still 100 pounds overweight or whatever. So I'm doing you a favor. If somebody's sitting across from me and they're like, hey, tell me about this Beachbody thing, I'm like, man, you are so lucky you asked me because I'm about to change your life if you listen to me and do what I tell you to do. It's that simple, you know. It's about being passionate and taking that. Zig Ziglar talks about give other people everything that they want, and you can have everything you want. And that's what this is about, you know, living that life of significance. You can do these things and have an amazing life, but have an impact that will be going on for generations and generations. So I'm out of time, my little timer went, but let me see if I can advance this slide 2-3 times because, see 2 slides. That's how technical savvy I am. But see, this is me and the Reedlings, that's my kids, right? And my lovely wife Cody and my dad there in the floppy hat. And I don't even know what river we're on, but I went full time and said, hey, you know what? Let's go on vacation for like 47 days. And that's what we did. We loaded up the van, I bought one of those cargo carriers, and we went to like 12 states and 37 national parks. It was ridiculous. And did all of these amazing things that my kids will remember forever because I bought P90X off an information.
D12. I love that man. Okay, so moving forward, our next speaker was my next door neighbor, and I met her when she was pregnant with her third. Lee was watching me at the park, and I had already lost my baby weight, and she was thinking, like, she heard me engaging with a coach at the park, that we weren't coaches, we were friends from the message boards. And she said, well, maybe when my baby's born and I get the green light to go lose weight, maybe you'll help me. And that was the beginning of 7 years of amazing friendship. Lee's been 3-time elite. When she went elite the first year, she also went top 10. So we were able to travel with Christina to France, cycle through France. But the thing about Lee is if you get the luxury, the blessing of looking into those beautiful baby blue eyes, you will know and experience really a loving individual. I mean, she blesses my life every day, and I'm so honored to introduce her to you.
Hello, thank you all for your warm welcome. I want to talk to you a little bit about success and basically for me what it means and how it happened. But what Monica said is really true. I love people and I always have. And I think that if you came to me and asked me what one thing was that I could tell you that would help you, it would be to care about the people around you. And you probably all do. But take it to the next level is my advice. And Be genuine in your conversations, and even though each and every one of you may have goals of making Success Club or selling a challenge pack, never think of people as points. And I know we all do it, and I do it sometimes. But when you find yourself doing that, take yourself back to connecting with people and caring, and you're going to find that your business is going to just flourish. And I want to talk to you a little bit about who I am. Monica said, showed you this is my family. I have 4 lovely children and a wonderful husband. And without their support, I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't be where I am at Beachbody today. And that's very important, is to assemble a support team for yourself. Many of you have full-time jobs, I'm sure. Raise a hand, those of you that are working full-time. Wow, a lot of you. Those of you that work Beachbody full-time. Great. And I'm sure if I ask the next question, how many of you would like to give up your job and work Beachbody full-time, will be awesome. And it's possible. And I think by taking the steps to just truly do what you love, you will find the success that you're looking for. Tap into your networks and find the support you need. And in your daily interactions, this is what, in your daily interactions, be genuine and share what Beachbody means to you. That is me on your left. That is my 1-year-old son. That was my firstborn. And that's what I looked like when he was 1. That was way before I met Monica. And I continued to have children and thought that that's where I was going to stay. I just accepted it, and it was, you have children, you look like that, and that was just okay. This was me when my 3rd child was 1. In fact, she wasn't even 1 yet. She was 9 months old. But the point there was I didn't know that I could do something different. And so Monica had shared with me something that allowed me to change. And each and every one of you have that something in your pocket. She didn't do the workouts for me. She was motivation and support and encouragement. And that's what each and every one of you, and myself included, that's what we are as coaches. So this will continue to build, but basically be that support for those around you, and you can inspire somebody to have a transformation. My passion, as I told you, is connecting with people. I love people, and I will ask someone 1,000 questions to continue to learn about them. And that was me before I was a Beachbody coach. So, I can share with you that that's a secret. That's the secret of my success, is that I care about people. But I was able to take that passion and marry it to Beachbody. And the beauty of that, I think, is that anyone can learn to do that. So as you're talking to people and caring about people, don't try and sell them something. Just continue to listen and absorb, as they've said. So I'm a mom. I'm a full-time mom. I have 4 kids, as you saw, and I spend a lot of my time taking care of the kids. They're in 3 different schools. I have a preschooler, going into 2nd grade, going into 4th grade, and going into 7th grade. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and my kids are very active in sports. I have 2 daughters that dance, and tennis player, soccer player, we do baseball, and we just are out and about a lot. So an easy thing for me, and I'm not going to say this is something that everyone will be able to do, but I connect with parents. There are people just like me, and I am around new parents all the time. We just switched our children's school, and so they're all at a new school, and there's a lot of opportunity to meet people. And I have to tell you that for probably the first 4 months of the school year, I found it really hard to work my business, and I didn't really know what was going on, and something had changed. And what changed is I was trying to work my business without being present in my life. And I'm telling you this so that at some point in your business you don't fall into this trap, because each and every one of you is a different place. But what I found, and it took me a long time to realize this, I was struggling, and it was probably about 4 months' time when I realized that I'm not showing up for the people in my life. I was on my phone, I was listening to the car, like I was living in my phone, I was walking around, I was walking by people, but I wasn't connecting with people. And it took me, like I said, a while to figure out that that that's what I was missing in my life and it dried up my business. Not because I wasn't fulfilled anymore. So when I put the phone away and started spending more time with people, I was able to just fill my bucket, and then miraculously, just people were coming to me. But that's because I was sharing, but I didn't know that that's what I was doing. So my point here is that if you're passionate about the products, and you, even if you don't have a transformation yet, if you're just day 10 on Shakeology, I'm sure you have your story, which is a really critical thing for you to keep. You don't have to, every time you meet somebody, guess what, here's my Beachbody story, here's my Beachbody story. That is not connecting with people. Connecting with somebody is getting to know them for who they are and asking them questions and caring about them. So where do I connect with people? And this might be different for you. If you work your business via social media, you can take these principles and still use them with people, only you're going to be doing them on the computer at 2 in the morning or whenever you do that. But I happen to be out and about a lot. So these were some of the locations that, you know, some ideas: have a fit club, be involved with your children, create book clubs. I mean, not for the purpose of selling your products, but for the purpose of connecting with people. How do you do it? That is something that people ask me all the time. It's not easy, and in the beginning, it's scary. And if your fear is, well, I don't know what to say to somebody, just start with smile. That's my first thing. Say hello to somebody. Just make yourself a little uncomfortable. But wake up in the morning with the intention of meeting someone new. And just take it from that step. Today, I want to meet somebody. Today I'm going to sell a P90X. And you can meet 10, 20 people. And keep meeting people. And once you have a network of new people, believe me, people are going to start to notice what you do. If you can be, I can't think of the word. If you can just be subtle about what you do, but because you're passionate about it, if you're anything like me, you talk about what you do. You might work out and you might mention, man, my calf is really sore today. Why is your calf sore? Well, I ran up the stairs and I did this workout and I don't know, then I had to wear these high heels and you worked out. Where did you work out? You know, the conversation can just go. So just be aware that you're connecting with people and talk to people and smile at people and meet people. The one thing I didn't mention that's listed up there is to really start to listen. And that's something that I've been learning. I like to talk, but I've also learned to listen. And that's going to be key. If you want to get to know somebody, be a better listener than you are a talker. Why do you want to connect with people? And I don't really think that selling should be one of your answers. It's definitely not to sell, but to get to know somebody, to make an impact on their life in some way, to help them. When someone's new in the community, it's natural, for me anyway, to see what they need. They might need a doctor. They might need a dentist. They might need to know which grocery store is the best to get some kind of food. And I love to share that kind of information. So if you can put yourself in a position, each and every one of you is an expert in something. And you can look for people that need advice on what you know. It doesn't have to be in a one-on-one setting. It can be something that you set up intentionally. Maybe you have great nutrition information and you want to set up a seminar at your kid's school to talk to the moms about nutrition. You're not doing it to sell Shakeology or to sell P90X, but you're really there to share your passion for helping people get healthy. People will find out that you sell Shakeology. So what I'm saying is to be you and find out where your passions are and how you can connect to people. And eventually you share your story and you'll inspire people. And your story is the most valuable thing you have. And that's part of why in Beachbody we say be a product of the product. Because then you will have something to share. Oh, how neat, it came right up. So yes, be a product of the product, but be you. Most importantly, don't try and be me. It's not going to work for you. Be authentic to who you are. Be interested and listen. And integrate Beachbody into your life, but don't make Beachbody your life. okay? Let it be a big part of who you are, but find your passion for whatever it is, and let that connect you to people, and let Beachbody be there, and you will find success with that. This is a quote I love, because it has a lot to do with connecting to people, and no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you keep that in mind, and you really care about people, you're going to find that people are coming to you. Thank you.
Hey, Lee Ratterman, everybody. Is this good stuff today, guys? Y'all learning some stuff? Yeah. We just want to provide service. You know, all these great leaders have something to share, so it's like give them all an opportunity to share, and we can all learn. My honor to introduce the next two girls. Sometimes in our business, what happens is that, you know, a coach will leave, and then people roll up and roll down and stuff. So I'm fortunate enough to represent these two girls because a coach left and they're on the team and maybe not have great support, but you know, that's a call for all of us to reach down deep into your organizations and see who the leaders are and work with, you know, the willing for sure. So I'm fortunate enough to be their adopted sponsor, and I can't say enough about these two ladies. You know, they were sitting here in the audience last year, and they, you know, I think Becky took a picture of my elite picture. She's like, oh my gosh, you know, this is our elite guy. And, you know, for them to both be here and both be elite this year is just amazing. It's a huge accomplishment. And, you know, if they can do that so quickly, everybody else here can too. What can I say about these two ladies? TSD, Team Sisters. It's just been so fun to watch their progress because, you know, I'll talk to Becky one day and she's like, oh, Christina's beating me. And I'll talk to Christina, it's like, oh, I gotta beat Becky. So, you know, that healthy competition goes a long way, and these two girls are really a role model, and just listen to what they have to say and take home some good notes from them. Christina Tagado, Becky Brissett.
How's everybody doing? I'm a screamer. I like energy. I used to be a cheerleader, so come on, stand up, wake up. We're at Summit. Let's go. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, everybody's with me, right? You're with us? Yeah, I just had a scoop of eating, so I'm like, it's an absolute honor to be here today with you and my husband Daniel, who's my biggest support and cheerleader, and our team. And I don't want to cry, but we came last year and we were 10. Well, I would say probably 6, because 4 of them were out on the Las Vegas trip half the time, and we're here now with 60.